Let's see. Does this work? Looks like I'm live. It looks like I'm live for sure. Uh, cool. We're back live, hopefully. Sorry, bit of technical difficulties at the beginning, but let me know if you can hear my audio or not. Let me see if I can get Grumple as well. It looks like I'm. Okay, let's just tune into a match in the meantime. We got Ivan versus Moxy. We can throw that one on in the meantime while we figure out everything else.
Hello,
Yo,
hello.
yo. Looks like we're back live, Grumple.
We're back.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, sorry everyone. We had some technical difficulties, but hopefully everything is resolved now. I just threw on the Ivan versus Moxy's game.
Okay, I'll get in there.
Just because I thought it'd be a fun one to watch. Grumple, if you wouldn't mind, check. Do you know how the audio is on the stream? I imagine it should be the same as before.
Give me a
If
second.
not,
I'll check
let
it.
me know.
I think the audio is fine.
All right. Well, let's hopefully not crash again.
We'll try.
Yeah, we'll try.
Okay, so how far along are we now? This is winner semis.
Yep. So we still have some good matches to go, and then there's still some stuff happening in the losers bracket that could be interesting to watch for sure.
This is Moxy's on Turbo. Isn't he usually a warrior player?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe Ivan is doing some magic and forcing Moxy's to play his turbo list.
Well, he's already up a game, so it doesn't seem to work for Ivan.
Yeah. And BZ saying the audio is good. That's good to hear. We want to hear. Yeah, I mean Moxy plays a bit of turbo in War League. He's definitely a good player. I think
absolutely
it makes sense. Could be on CC. It is possible. I don't think I've ever seen Moxy play CC, but I know he has like way back in the day. Oh,
there it is.
There it is. Interesting that we would elect to go into CC against Turbo. I feel like it's not the greatest matchup.
I don't think he elects to do it. I think he just started with his chaos control.
Can you not like side out of it though? I feel like you could.
I mean, you could probably, but it doesn't really work because the monster lineup is different.
That is true. Yeah. I doubt he would. He's got to start in this. It's game 2, but I imagine he didn't convert into this. So.
Yeah, there's no way he sides into goats against Turbo.
Yeah. This is a tough position though. All you've got is some goats. You've got 2 set monsters on Ivan's side. You've got a Thunder Dragon staring down. What is the count on the Trinity? Just one Trinity the whole game.
Doesn't seem to be much.
So well,
at least he has the dark though. He needed that for chaos.
Yep. You likely can just clear this whole board, though, right? I don't know why you wouldn't flip this, depending on what this is. Just put him in a horrible position. Leave him on 3 cards.
Yeah, but he also didn't use. Okay.
Yeah. Looks
I
like
guess
he's just
the
going to
thing here was that I guess it was just about, okay, is that game? Could be game.
This is 39. So unless there's ring, if there's ring, it's game.
Yeah, this kind of smells like ring, doesn't it?
Yep. Unless he's on ceasefire.
Who knows? But I think
There's no way
he's already out.
Yeah, there's no way I would ever peg Ivan to be on ceasefire. It's the ring. Yeah.
Let's go into game 3.
Doodad said Moxy was talking up CC the other day in War League chat, so
okay,
he might be practicing what he's preaching.
I feel like every couple of months there's somebody who's trying to champion CC, then plays it for a month and drops it.
Yep. I mean, it's enticing, right? Because you're playing like the turbo package and you're playing like a separate boss monster with Thousand Eyes. But like in practice, like when you actually try it out, it doesn't like pan out as it would in your mind.
Yeah, I think people really like the idea of control decks.
Yeah, 100%.
Where they like to like have the chance to like bog down the game and get into complicated gaming states and then be better than your opponent. Like that's appealing to people. If you can show that you're better, then that's something that people like.
Yep.
But oftentimes you just don't get the chance.
Well, and there's also this idea of like, oh, you have the most options in the game, which theoretically means you have the highest ceiling.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
you just don't reach the same average ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. Like sometimes the streamlined answer is just better than all these diversified answers that aren't as good.
Especially because the deck is still reliant on those 1-2 combos. Like Turbo already does that with like Regaki breaks and discard fodder, and then you have that as well as that goes into meta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in a way, Chaos Control is even brickier than Gold Control would be. Kind of combines both bricks from Chaos Turbo and Gold Control.
Yep, definitely.
That's why I personally prefer the stripped down versions with like 1 sorcerer and like maybe 1 Regaki break. I think the way that guys plays it.
Yeah, you're lowering this. You're lowering the ceiling, but at the same time you are improving the consistency, right?
Yeah,
and you don't necessarily need like a huge ceiling on your deck sometimes.
Yeah.
Have you been keeping up with the War League recently? I know these guys have been playing some matches for sure. Okay, yeah, I know you're on your little bit of your break this season, right?
Yeah, trying.
Yep. You excited for the upcoming GGPs in Germany?
Yep. Dortmund is going to be the one that I'll play, but
okay.
Oh, that was Thunder Dragon draw.
That's not
rough.
great.
And then Kaiku. How do you even find space for Kaiku in this kind of deck?
I wonder if he just like text in 1.
Yeah, but still, like, why? You know, why have this? Like, what's the monster that you would not want in place of Kaiku? This could be
really horrible. Yeah, especially because you have 2 Thunder Dragons in your hand.
Also, it's not too bad if you have goats right here.
That's true.
Okay, break is why do you do it now though? Like maybe he was trying to provoke a Tsuk summon, but even that doesn't actually do it.
Yeah, because then it just gets set anyways. And
then he just kills the Kaiku.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hold was about. Maybe just trying to not have him extend for the battle phase.
Could be, yeah.
Moxy's honestly not in the greatest of spots. Still a Thunder Dragon in hand.
I think the Kaiku makes sense though because I know Moxy's like a more aggressive player playing all these warrior strategies. So maybe it's just like a comfort pick. And I don't think it's like the worst card ever.
No, it's not. It's just pointless.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you just get in with the Kaiku randomly and banish the Serpent, keep them off Sorcerer.
Are we going to see Clutty here?
No, I don't.
He also had a double Thunder Dragon start.
Oh wow. Okay, so perfectly balanced, I guess.
Okay, and Thunder Dragon
No
is the
mod.
only monster in hand. All right. Makes sense.
Ring RB swap. Okay.
Well, a spy would be a lot of safety for Ivan here. Kind of
Spy-
unbreakable.
If it's not spy though, probably
We
the
don't know.
puppy spot. It's a moth.
moth.
What are we doing back here?
Snatch.
shield.
Oh, but there's
Oh,
like
we
a
do have-
break in
we
hand
do have
for
the
Moxy's.
Yeah. So this is probably a ring break,
He
I
said the
imagine.
swap as well.
Well, you need something to pitch for the.
Well, you have the Thunder Dragon to pitch, but he said the swap. Just
No, he
trying to
only has-
disguise which Regaki break it is.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, he doesn't have the Thunder Dragon. Remember? He got dust shooted back.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, never
Yep.
mind. Okay, so yeah, he pitched a swap. I'm just.
Yep. Now this Kaiku's putting in work. This connects, right? You got.
Does it?
What is it?
Does it actually put work?
Yeah, you get
it
rid of 2 of the lights.
Yeah, it doesn't actually deny it though, because there's still 2 Thunder Dragons in hand.
Yeah.
It eats a Regaki break. It's like decent, I guess. But wouldn't you have preferred to just have a deco? I think I would.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yep. Doodad was mentioning that, and then Return responded that Don't Copy actually opened 3 Thunder Dragon in Obelisk finals the other day.
And won.
Which
oh no, never mind.
He lost that match. But it's funny you mentioned that in War League. I think Carl Wade actually opened 3 Thunder Dragon as well. So the fact that it happened in the same weeks is kind of nuts.
I think it happened to me once.
Yeah,
but that one was actually off of card destruction, which is even crazier.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's happened to me once too.
Oh, I'm back on triple deco.
Ooh,
interesting.
Okay.
Maybe he just didn't expect a lot of warriors in this tournament.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I mean, Ivan. I get Moxy's is off it. Maybe they did some prep together and then he saw Moxy's was off it.
Yeah,
and he's like,
I don't know. I guess like STL is almost the only pure warrior player left in the bracket then.
Yeah. Deco's just a good card. If you can protect it, it's even like pretty good against warriors.
Deco is so crazy.
It's arguably the best card in. If you're not against an aggro deck, it's arguably the best card in Turbo.
Yeah, I feel like people just really underrate how strong just drawing that card is. Like, it feels so basic, but exactly like these basic but reliable things that always give you an advantage. They are so strong.
Yeah, it's your meat and potatoes, right? It's, and then unlike Moth, it's always live. So.
Yeah, it has decent stats as well. Like as far as flip monsters go.
Yeah, 100%.
Doesn't need any requirements or anything. It's just plain good.
I think if Deco had like 1500 attack, it'd actually just like break the game. I think.
Maybe.
It would be so much. It would be so insane. Like even your recruiters can't crash into it, which I think is its biggest flaw. Pro set heavy, for one.
Okay, that's why. Oh no, we have Grace, right?
We knew it was a
ring,
so I don't know if we needed to do that, right?
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe he has a Yomi or something.
Maybe it's a Tsuk in hand, that's why.
Yeah. What did we pitch? Oh, and the knockoff. We got the Serpent rotation.
Yeah, Moxy's got trouble.
Yep, for sure. Oh, and a pot.
Oof. Oh, that's so rough.
Yeah, there is a standings list. So right now in the top cut, it's looking like it's going to be Ivan and Purple Drunk. In the losers bracket, we still got a ton of matches going on. We got Pika and Alvarado going on, TK Griffiths and Don't Copy, and then Alfia and Indoors are playing as well. On
we're playing double elimination today. There's no Swiss.
Yep.
Okay, we're summoning Sork. That's a show of confidence, I guess.
Yeah. Moxy is not happy about any of this.
Nope. And how could you be?
No, you can't. I mean, you got to take the good and the bad in this format, right?
Yeah.
You get a ton of exciting games, but then occasionally you're going to get a game like this. So.
And another move.
Oh, no.
Well, if it rains, it pours.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're just digging for lethal here.
Yeah.
Not even
Yeah. I
using
mean,
the pot. Actually, I might be with Serpent. It's like just plain better.
yeah, it is. We got the Serpent. And just dig more and more, right?
Yep.
We're already up like 1 million cards. I mean, what is Ivan? Like, Moxy just needs like a BLS and hope and a dream.
But he's not getting there. He has nothing.
Yeah, and Ring is already gone, so I don't know. I think you just got to play it out, though. Maybe there's like a 1% chance, and you can.
Yep. No need to give up. Right, we're swinging.
Yep.
And we should be fairly close to the finish line.
Yep. I mean, what is the best case scenario here? We need like a heavy storm to clear up some back row, probably another Kaiku, and then a BLS. But this is a Night Assailant, most likely going to be set, right? Just so Moxy's draws into a monster to get dealt with. Turn winner with the modified goat strategy. You play 2 copies, reduce the chance of opening 2.
Yeah, we had somebody in our WhatsApp group try and convince people of that theory like a while ago. So it's kind of a meme at this point.
Yeah, I was speaking with Rem the other day, and he was saying there's a guy at his locals that refuses to play more than 2 copies.
Yeah.
And then, and then when he was asked why, he said that's just how he does it.
That's a very good reason.
Which is kind of based.
No, it's not. Don't encourage them.
It's pretty funny.
Okay. Was a Sanguine, it wasn't a Night Assailant, but doesn't matter at all. We just keep swinging and swinging.
How much is this on board? This is 42, and then 53.
Recycling them off.
Keep getting the charity.
Maybe we're like looking for MST or heavy. Yeah.
No, I mean this is like doomed. I mean, is Mirror Force even around? Get the heavy.
I think this card has been there for a while. It's not Mirror Force, but what it is? Okay, I'm not gonna say anything ever again. All right, Ivan goes into winners final against Purple Drunk.
Any match requests? Do we want to tune into the losers bracket for a bit? Do we want to go straight to Purple Drunk against Ivan?
We can go to this bracket. I see Alvarado against Pikatron. That might be interesting. TK against Don't Copy. And Indoors against Alfia.
I know we saw Pikatron was on actually Chaos Return for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I guess not. What? Wait, this looks like a completely different deck. Maybe he's playing his Chaos pile with maybe like 4 Monarchs?
Oh,
Wow.
Alvarado on Reaper. That's new.
I think Reaper is definitely an underrated card. I brought it in the list, but I wanted to GGP.
Why does he always have to play Rhoda like that?
Take it off the
Bannable offense.
So maybe it's like a psychological move.
So you said that he was on like return earlier. Do you think it's just like a splashed return into this kind of build, or?
Oh, I'm sorry. Nate is right. We were watching Pikatron against SDL, not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was
not
return. Well, this is game 4, by the way. They had a draw.
Oh well. Were you watching the last FLC where it went to a game? I think it was a game 5 or a game 6. Like they drew twice and went into time.
I remember that happening in the Patreon final between HMVB and Dueling High. I think they were in game 5 or 6 at the end.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Okay, we go for Exile. Probably just outing that Sork because Zombira can't attack anyway.
Yep. Unless Alvarado's in the skill drain technology.
That would be fun, but it doesn't make sense with Reaper.
Yeah. We're getting word that TK is out, unfortunately, so we will not be seeing Guardian of the Throne Room in finals. I am glad to see TK play, though. He's
yeah, he doesn't play a lot.
Yeah. I actually ran into him at Worlds last year, so that was exciting.
Did you win?
I did win. I think that might have been my only win of the tournament.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe I got one other one. I don't remember, but not my greatest performance.
All right. Spies again proving that they're an actual offensive threat.
Yeah, we got some theories going on in the chat about why Pikatron plays this Rhoda artwork. I think it's for psychological damage, but I think Pikatron just said because he likes it.
I don't believe that. How could you like that?
Do you think if he plays IRL, he plays with that copy of the artwork, or does he play with like the normal version?
I have no idea. Does he play IRL?
I don't know if he has, but I wouldn't. It would be pretty cool to see him at one of these live events with an interesting deck. Maybe I need to buy that copy for my IRL tournaments just to throw people off. But then you have to play it with it the whole day, which is the problem.
Yeah. Actually, you don't have to. You can swap out the card. I mean, it's still the same card.
Could. I guess you could.
Another Reaper. Both of them are the same. I guess it makes a little more sense in Pikatron's. Like, it's more common for that kind of deck. I think he even mains it.
Yeah. I think he just plays a card of it. Or plays a copy of it.
In call, what are we getting?
Sanya? We're chaining it to us. Yep.
Why did we want a call here?
I don't know. Looked like he was willing to just trade the Sangan. Get whatever he needs to add. And take off some damage.
Yeah.
Have you messed around with this Chaos Warrior deck?
Yeah, I've been considering it for a bit because like I figured that it's not really known for offline play, so I thought about putting some time in so I can play it at the GP in Dortmund. I don't like it, and overall I feel like there's no real reason to play the deck. Like what does it do that Warrior or whatever wouldn't do? You know, like what's the appeal?
Yeah, I'm not like a huge fan of it either, and I feel like the deck looks very strange. But every time I play against Pikatron, it's a very tough match. So
Yeah. Like like all of these cards in the deck, they are still good. Like this deck is gonna be good just because the cards are good. But I'm not sure if it's built perfectly or if it's like built. Or again, like I just feel like it's kind of pointless.
yeah, it's just like a pile of good stuff. But then there's like some crazy stuff. Like normally in a good stuff deck, you don't see like Thunder Dragons, right?
For example.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe Thunder Dragons is good stuff.
I mean, it is a +1.
No, it's a -1. Because the card itself is useless.
Can we swing in with this Reaper?
A little greedy, but Mirror Force would ruin your day, but if the Reaper connects, that's also a very big deal. It is a Saku. Kind of a midway point. And now Tribe does what Tribe does, which steals some damage. Alvarado doesn't have lights, it seems. Yeah, so Chaos is not on the bill.
If you don't have lights,
I was about to say the position seems fairly equal, and now Duo just hits the field. Okay, now you gotta choose because one of them might be Peyton. Never mind.
Oh, and those are two very good ones to lose.
Yeah. So if that is a solid monster, if that's a Spy or another Reaper, something like that, then this can go for some time. I guess like Tribes would still get Spies would still get outed by Tribe. Knock. What is it then? It's a Serpent. All right. Probably just swinging direct. Upstarts. Wow.
Yeah, that's a weird one. He doesn't usually play Upstart, right?
I don't think I've seen him do it before. But I know that it's been done in multiple Warrior lists already. And also there's who is it? Is it Jace? I think Jace is doing like this thing in War League where he plays Turbo and Warrior in the same deck where he just smokes from one into the other. Like this might be kind of like that because Pikatron's deck is already kind of a mixture.
Do you know when he plays that list, if he keeps the Upstarts or not in the Warrior package?
Like if you smoke screen, then you do keep it.
Okay.
And I know that some other people have played Upstart as well at Warrior. I think Moxy is actually kind of famous for it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, just because it's kind of like anti-synergistic with the strategy of like rushing your opponent down as quickly as possible.
Well, it's in a way like Upstarts. Like you don't play Upstart to draw Upstart. You just play Upstart so you don't have to play 40 cards. And like the drawback is sometimes your opponent has a little more HP.
Yeah. But if in an aggro deck, that could definitely come up though, right? Like this is a game of bitches. Oop. Pretty good. This ring right here.
So the only card in Pikatron's hand should be Serpent. Yeah.
Yep.
But Alvarado needs to find some damage. He needs to find it soon, especially with no lights in the grave.
Do we know what's in Alvarado's hand?
I don't think so.
It's like to be a chaos monster or something.
It's likely. One Sork's out, so it's not guaranteed, but it's very likely. Okay, at least a monster. At least we get something to defend ourselves.
Apparently, someone they're playing Upstarts in their Warrior that lists in the top 10 EU IRL tournament recently. So yeah, I mean it's definitely not like a bad option. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, it's unusual. Like, it's been seen before, but it's unlikely. Okay, another chaos. That's BLS, right? I think you have to try and go for lethal. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't. I think I would have tried for the double.
Person is, but they keep messaging me about burn. Oh, and lightning vortex.
Lightning Vortex? What is Alvarado doing?
What? Wow. Okay. I
Like, that's
mean,
already an unusual card to include in your 55 overall, but against Warrior?
yeah, especially because like warriors, they only play like one or two monsters a turn. It feels, or like you know what I mean. Like they usually like leave a Blade Knight up and then they have like
Yeah.
a dot loot. But wow, I mean that would have been so much better if you just had Smashing Ground.
Yeah.
I tried
But I
playing
also
it.
feel like this guarantees that actually the face down card is fake. Like,
Yeah.
because like there is no need to use this Vortex if that is a Saku. And that
Yep.
kind of means that Pikatron just had game on the table and didn't take it.
Yep. It's a tough call, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've messed around with Lightning Vortex. I played it in Return. I thought it was like really bad when I played it though.
Yeah, it's not too great in return, I think. I honestly, I think it's only really good in OTK decks, like if it's Reasoning Gate or something like that. Especially with
Yeah.
Dimension Fusion, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's
If-
good in Reasoning Gate because it's just like it outs like
field.
Jowgen and like a bunch of other.
Yeah, that as well, but also like you can use Dimension Fusion and just clear the field.
Yep,
In one
exactly.
swoop. I think it really
And
just comes up if you have to really push through a go token, like through goats and one shot in one turn, or if you play diffusion. Otherwise,
right,
I don't
and
see
it's
the
more like
appeal.
it's like a toolbox option, right? Because a lot of the time you're going to be milling it anyways, so you won't even
Yeah.
have it in your hand, and then you just demock it back.
Yeah. Steady monster passing. Pikatron is checking everything. Could be something like Prima. Prima should still be in the deck, right? For BLS. Try again.
Yep. There's no way you don't think Pikatron plays double sword, right? Has Calvin you? It has.
I don't think he's played Double Sock in the past, but I also don't think he's played Upstart in the past.
That's true. Raw Spy.
Wow.
Huh.
Why is
Interesting.
he so attached to that LP at that point?
I don't know. I think I would have definitely just took the hit, and then
Yeah.
I drew a monster to clear the spy. I would just attack into it.
Yeah. I think so too. Now he's setting it might be the Serpent. Maybe that's the idea that he's trying to get use out of the Serpent as a discard and then still gets to use it on the field as damage absorption. And
Yeah.
there's the lights being dealt for.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 11 cards in deck. I think there's still 2 Chaos Monsters for Alvarado,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And one of them is a BLS, so
Yeah.
you got to be careful here.
So there's some big boys. Okay, Zombira again. TT, that's probably Serpent.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the problem is Alvarado doesn't have a lot of stuff because those Thunder Dragons are kind of useless. But he has so much sauce back in still left in the deck that every turn is scary.
And Pot of Greed is still in the deck.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got two chaos monsters.
Yeah.
So, like
I think
three
it's
of
also Moth.
yeah, so like 3 or 4 of your.
Never mind,
your
Moths are both out.
Yeah. Well, you've got like no defense, right? So if he can like stick like a Blade Knight or something, can just walk with
Yes.
this. No monster though. That's great.
Probably means it's Raigeki break again. Okay,
Yeah.
we're just going for damage. You're just pushing damage, and I think it makes sense. You just have to clear the cards before the BLS hits the field.
Yeah.
But Pikatron is holding. And you also shouldn't have Sarkos or anything like that in the deck, so Mirror Force is the only real threat, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Or unless there's like another break.
Yeah. Okay, now we drop BLS and banish the Serpent, right?
Still no BLS.
Hold on, what?
Still no
Oh, he
BLS.
tagged. Okay, he tagged.
Yeah.
Oh, 8 cards in the deck. It's a Sork, it's a BLS, and it's a pot.
Yep.
Hate to see it.
Misty, the new one.
Mirror Force.
That's good one
That's a
ahead.
big deal.
Huge. Yeah.
That is a big deal.
Pikatron won the
GFC
GFC EU. Yep. Last year.
Yep. Which is coming up, I think, right? In 2 weeks or something?
Yeah, in a week or two. I think 2 weeks. Yeah. You gonna play in that one or?
I mean, probably.
Makes sense. It's a good timing for you guys.
Yeah. It's the only EU time event we hold, but it's like the problem is also that it's just way too early for the Americans. I think it starts at like 4 a.m.
Yep.
for some of them, which just isn't feasible.
Yeah. I was gonna play in it last year. I woke up, thought I had like 15 or 20 minutes extra to sleep. So I'm like, I'll rest my eyes, and then all of a sudden, like 10 hours pass.
Well, okay, we get rid of the Thunder Dragons.
No, he's pitching off Charity.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, too much Trin for my taste.
Yeah.
I never get this much Trin.
Same, man.
Yeah. And that seems to be true for everybody. Everybody I talk to always tells me that their opponent draws more Trin than them every single time.
True. I think
I wonder how that works out mathematically.
I was doing a count of my Trinity last season for World League, and I think my opponents drew collectively like 15 more Trinity than me.
Yeah, but didn't you also play
But
that
yeah, but half
Drain
the time I didn't play like Turbo, right? So
yeah, if you don't play if you play Drain but you already don't have Duo, you draw less cards in general.
Yeah, I think I played 1 match with Earth Aggro, 5 matches with Burn, and then 5 matches with Turbo.
And honestly, that's like part of what makes Turbo so great is that they use Trinity so well, and they are also protected against Duo. So
Yep.
Like the existence of those 3 cards, they all help Turbo. You can recycle with Morph, you have the discards for Grace, you are proof against Duo. And then you draw have a lot of draw cards.
Mm-hmm. It makes me wonder if there's like another deck that can make use of like Sinister Serpent.
What
just
do you
so
mean?
they have that protection against like Duo.
Well, Control does it, right?
Yeah. You think you'd? I know some people play it in like RGT. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think the idea is just that it's like a guaranteed monster gate target. Not target, I mean fodder.
Yeah, it's like a reoccurring resource, and it's I think one of the weakest to RGT is like if you get hit with Duo, you're probably gonna lose.
Yeah, recent gate players have some weird builds sometimes. Like I know, for example, Matt Uber always plays with Sangan. I don't get it at all.
I mean, we're seeing a heavy on the board though. This could be heavy into Prima just game, so
yes.
No response. Ring.
All right.
Moon. Okay,
Book.
that's
All right.
good.
Interesting that he held it. Probably suspected something like that.
Yep.
Lesser players would have just used book straight away.
And that's just
is that it? Is that it? Yeah, that's 4-6. That's 4-6. And it's about time, to be honest. There's still pot in the deck and still a Zork, so
yeah. 100%.
can't even really complain about that top deck. Right, that means that Alvarado moves on, Pikatron is out, and we can move on to somewhere else as well. Moxy's against Alfia, or do you want to go into winners finals?
Whatever works. Does the chat have a preference? We can go to whatever they want to do. I guess we could throw on. We can throw on. There's nothing like crazy here, right? It's relinquish against turbo or turbo against turbo.
Yeah, let's go into Alfia then. We're still gonna see a lot of the people who are in the winners finals anyway.
Yep. Moxy's down
again. Alfia already won one. Yeah, I think the Manja deck actually has a really good matchup against control as well, right? Because they summon the monsters and they immediately attack into tokens and stuff, and you don't really want to use any resources on them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and relinquish can out Thousand Eyes. So
yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. We got goats while he couldn't use it. And now we go Quish. Interesting.
You got 2 votes for Alfia and 1 vote for Ivans. Guess we'll just keep the match on.
We're already in Alfia, so
yeah.
We kind of predicted what chat was gonna want. We can out the push at least. That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for Moxys. But 2 cards in hand are Thunder Dragons, which also isn't too great.
Yeah. You got Serpent back. Reoccurs.
With 2 Thunder Dragons in hand, you could even drop a Chaos here and just speculate that your opponent doesn't have an out.
Yeah.
And just walk with it.
Mm-hmm. And you've got time, right?
And we do it.
About to right.
I always find it very scary to play like this, but I think it's correct.
Yeah, I mean, two of the cards in his hand are dead, right? Unless it's like a charity or.
But what if there's like a Chaos Monster or a Snatch? Okay, the Snatch doesn't matter anymore with Zook. That's nice.
Yep. And I think generally a lot of people side out their Noblemans against Wish. So we don't really need to worry. I think
Solis played like Deco as well, right? Like this had multiple flips. I think you'd keep it.
Yeah, if he's on Deco. I don't know if was he on Deco? I don't remember.
I think I've seen that earlier, but I might be misremembering. It's been some time.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of time for a Quish revival, I think. It had like a really short hype phase, and that just kind of fizzled. Okay, we have a Snatch in hand. We are snatching this 100%.
Yep.
Maybe it's a ring. Okay, it's Snatch. And then we're yeah, okay, we have to banish probably, right? I mean, the opponent has Serpent and Zook. So unless the top deck happens, we're okay. I think Heavy Storm has been used as well. Like it would have to be Breaker or MST.
Yeah, Breaker already bad breaking though. Oh, Graceful's another good card. Get Breaker, get MST.
Yeah. Always sucks when you put your opponent on 1 card and then they draw Grace and search that card.
Yeah.
It always happens. Okay, Serpent gone. Zook still in hand. And Zook is gone as well.
So we got a bunch of unknowns.
Then we just got Thunder Dragon. Okay.
No way to immediately convert unless this is like a break or
Regular
something.
break. Yeah, regular key break onto Snatch would be fun.
Yep.
Grace.
We got our own charity. We're
Ooh,
cleaning house here.
that
Get
will
rid of
deal with the Thunder Dragons.
Mm-hmm. Drew to Serpent, so we'll keep a Thunder Dragon in hand.
Mm-hmm. Two more cards. Let me find a knock. Let me find anything like it.
Yep. You can even consider just like tributing this Sangan, get another card into rotation.
Yeah. Maybe even tribute over the Sorg because like it's kind of a ticking time bomb, right? At some point it's gonna bite you in the ass.
Yeah. I don't know if you should do it right now. Are all the spies banished? Oh, I guess they're gone, so. It might be a main phase 2 play. What happens? Ooh, punished by the deco. Not getting that 1,000.
Yeah, should probably main phase 2 banish.
Yeah. There's no reason you need to send this to the graveyard.
Honestly, it's like main phase 2 banish the deco and then tribute set over.
Oh, we're like to attack it. Interesting.
Okay.
I guess we have a bunch of darks in the graveyard anyways, but I don't see why you wouldn't banish it. I guess you play around Book of Moon.
All right, that's perfect. Sook solves the Snatch problem, and that is perfect.
Yep.
Okay, now I love you back to Serpent.
Ooh, one turn too late. This thing is? Oh wow. Okay. I was gonna say this thing has been on the board for a while, so I was like, it's either like TT or it's not even
out.
Yeah.
I guess the play now is flip Sorg, banish, flip it back down with Sook, and attack with Sook. We could also obviously just set them off. That's probably stronger. Nice. And face knock. So how brave is Moxy's? Does he just set that off? I mean, LP is really low as well. Yes. Oh, nice, nice. But he has to find something.
Surely he's found something, right?
Well, but is it something useful?
No, that's
that is
the
useful.
most
That is quite useful.
Yeah.
All right, can we find lethal maybe? No, we can't. Okay, we're afraid of Snatch.
Yep. Snatch has been used, but right? No, it hasn't.
Yeah, but not by Alfia.
Yeah, it felt like Alfia was dominating the game for a while, and then suddenly Moxy's. Ever since he got this charity, it just seems to be
Perfect
steamrolling.
knock.
Oh, and another nobleman for the second chaos. Wow.
Now the question is if he can stabilize.
Yep. We do know Moxy's does have the Moth in hand, right? Now you don't really have a clean answer to Moth, but you have to get rid of this BLS, right?
Card D, but doesn't Moxy's also have the discards?
Yeah, he's got the Serpent, right?
Serpent and Thunder Dragon.
And Thunder Dragon.
I guess like technically Alfia had like one more, but I feel like you could have. I don't think you were under such a big threat that you had to find your answers now. Like you could have probably waited a turn.
Well, I think he wanted to get rid of the moth.
Oh yeah, that's a good call actually. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, we found Manju into Quish. And this is the tricky part. Like, you don't really want to invest cards into dealing with Manju, but at this point you kind of have to.
Yep.
Okay, he takes one more dex damage again. Ring's still in the deck for Alfia, so if he can find a Sorg or a BLS, then he can use that as a lethal threat. But Moxy's has quite a few cards. Like, that card destruction doesn't really hurt Moxy's.
No. I mean, if anything, he's benefited from it, right? Because he converted a Thunder Dragon. He converted a Serpent.
Yeah, but Alfia converted 2 Thunder Dragons into Serpent.
Yeah, I think it was probably a net neutral.
Probably.
Yeah. Has Ring been played by Alfia? No, it hasn't. So Moxy's in quite a scary range, right? Is this a TT or is it a swap? No, it has to be swap, right? TT's already been destroyed. Yep.
They're small. Okay, there's also still goats in the deck for Moxys, which is very important at this stage.
Yep.
Just to avoid lethal pushes.
I'm guessing he doesn't have a ton of back row if he's making the swap play.
Yeah.
But
maybe he just doesn't want to invest anything in this Manju and just convert the Serpent this way.
Yeah. Because I think we're pretty certain this is not a break or anything. So
yeah,
might as well get the conversion in while we can. Get this Serpent back in rotation.
Yeah, we have the goats set probably somewhere there. Yep, there they are. All right, unlucky. Yeah, I think Alefia's best shot at this point is just a Chaos Monster and back it up with Ring for a game.
Yep.
But the tricky part is that you can't allow this Manju to attack again if you want that as a win con.
See what we're looking for right here. Got a ton of options.
Ooh. Okay, that's helpful, but it will leave the field open, so this will probably take away our win cons from now on.
Yeah, unless we happen to draw into something that protect our life.
Yeah. Oh, he's thinking this might be Mirror Force. And I think if it is Mirror Force, I would use it.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have a way to get lethal, and if he had top deck sick Chaos.
Yeah, but I think just the Manju attack, putting Alfia out of the Chaos plus Ring lethal combo is enough.
Yep.
Okay, we eat it. We eat it.
I don't know. It feels kind of weird, mirror forcing there, because it's not going to be a field in the field next by the end of the turn. So
yeah, for me it's literally just for the damage numbers.
Yeah. Did he just banish something and add Serpent?
Yeah, it was Serpent. He just missed that Serpent.
Okay, yeah.
Sorg, okay. Yeah, it would have been game if he mirror forced. Oh, now we're thinking. Okay, we're just swinging. Okay, this is probably the Serpent because pretty much every other monster would have been game. I think the Moths are out, right? But one Moth is out, could be one Moth.
Yeah, well, we know it's certainly not a monster that has 1,000, right? Because he just goes for game.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
It's like good.
Kind of interested why he does it this way. Like, wouldn't you want to summon Asura first? Actually, never mind, because it turns out.
Yeah, Torn is already out.
And then you try to go for game. You attack with Asura first, and then try and swing with Sword, because even if those are goats, then Asura can still clear them.
Yep.
And this shouldn't be a spy, because spy would have been lethal last turn. So unless this is Night Assailant, or maybe even it's Zook, this is game over. Well, actually, there's still the back row. What am I talking about?
Yep.
And Zook is already out as well. Okay, we're trying.
Also, like, this is another goat. A ring.
We're going for a draw.
No,
it's not a draw. It's actually game over.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, game 3.
What are your thoughts on Asura Priest in this match?
What do you
Wait,
mean?
no, he's playing. He's playing goats. What am I saying? Asura is quite good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Take a look at the bracket in the meantime while this sideboarding happens. Still got Ivan against Purple Drunk, Alvarado against Stone Copy, and the winner plays Pikatron on the Chaos Return strategy. Do we know what Don't Copy's on this tournament? Is it just Turbo?
No, I have no idea. I haven't seen him yet. But it's interesting that Ivan and Purple Drunk are still playing. I think they've been playing for a long, long time.
Yep. We're starting off with a Manju.
Mm-hmm.
Grab that Quish. Grab that spell.
That was a good show. Nice. Good start for Alfia. Now just find a shoot or two and you're fine.
Oh, we're discarding both the Ritual Spell and Relinquished.
Yep.
I don't know how many copies of the spell.
I think they tend to play one. I think it's like usually the ratios are like 2 Quish, 1 spell, and the 3 Manjus. Sometimes also a Senju.
Some people play like 2, or I've even seen like a crazy build where some people play like 3 and 2, and then they play Senju.
Yeah. Some people go really hard and even go to Sonic Bird.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Okay, duo, that's rough. Because we know there's no discard fodder in there. ST. And Regaki break. Yep.
Ooh.
Potential punish here. But it's a ring.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's kind of best case scenario for Alfia, right?
Yeah, and honestly, Moxy's already losing a lot of HP here. If that Manju connects again, that's a lot.
Yeah, he's already at half.
Yeah.
Another monster could be problematic as well.
And again, like the problem is you don't want to use a Saku on this Manju. It's already yeah. It's already plussed. It's already gotten the worth out of it.
Which I think is one of the strengths of this deck, right? Because you're playing like an aggressive style, so your opponent's knocks are not as good. But at the same time, if you like Saku Manju, it feels like kind of like you're sacking a Dekoichi.
Yeah. Like it's kind of that's actually not good for Leffy at all.
Yeah, it's pretty heads up.
But does Moxy have any discards? Probably. Okay. Not an ideal discard, but it works. We're thinking about doing it again. I don't think we should. Like if Deco is already the discard of choice, then I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, it would feel kind of bad to do it just because the spy could walk over it theoretically. Shout out to Dom in the chat. Met this
Ooh,
duelist at Atlanta. Very cool person. Very cool
In this
duelist. Oh,
game?
in this game. Yep.
Well, that's how quick it can go.
I mean, that's what damage does. It's only at
Damage deals
4,000.
damage.
Yeah, and then you just take the game.
Alfia is a confirmed damage player.
Yep.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
We're playing. Yeah, I don't know. There's some interesting games. You want to check into the Ivan Purple Junk match before we
Sure,
tune into, or do you want to? Yeah.
Let's see if we have to give out warnings for slow play there. Okay, we are in game 3 at least. Duo has just been hit. Ooh, we ripped his Sork.
I don't think I've ever seen Ivan not play. Every time I've tuned into his match, he's playing a Trinity piece.
True. He already had pot the turn before, I guess. Resolve 2 shoots as well. Yeah, this looks like Ivan, all right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very good chance he takes the tournament. Very strong duelist. Seems to be in a good position. About to be in winners. What is this? Winners semis.
No, this is already winners final.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this match has a really good chance of just taking home the tournament. And right
100%.
now, it's looking pretty good for Ivan. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of resets. Like, I feel like double elim brackets shouldn't require the reset in the final, because I feel like just getting to not have to play the other matches to get there is enough of a reward for winning winners final.
Yeah,
and
but
it
I think
also leads
like you're going undefeated usually to get to that position, and it'd feel kind of crappy to go undefeated all tournament and just lose one match.
Yeah, but it also leads to these fake finals almost, where like the first match isn't even that intense because it might not be the last, but then it is, and like just want to watch this experience. I feel like it would be more satisfying if like this is it. This is this is where it all ends, and not this is where it might end.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know in like Melee they do like the reset.
Yeah.
Definitely be hype, especially if you can manage to make the comeback. It's like a pretty compelling story.
I know, but isn't it also compelling that you just like make your way to the losers bracket and then beat the other guy in the finals? Like, do you really need the reset for it to be compelling?
No, I don't think you'd necessarily do, but
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't invent double elimination, so.
Well, whoever invented double elimination is a really bad person.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got mixed thoughts about it. I think in general, Swiss has made more sense for most of these events.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to manage from a staffing perspective too, because all the matches are ending around the same time.
Well, actually, I think double elim is easier to manage because we don't need to run a timer. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but then you have issues with like slow play.
Yeah, but I feel like we also have those same issues in Swiss. Like as a whole, I think the community has to start calling for judges for slow play earlier than we are doing right now.
I don't know. I personally don't have like a ton of issue with time. I feel like it's reasonable to play at to know when everything's gonna end. I think my biggest issue with Swiss, and I think a lot of people's issues, is like the tiebreaker situation. I know I played like quite a few FLCs and GFCs, and I want to say I bubbled 4 of them. So it definitely sucks when you bubble. But
I feel like people hate the top cut more than they do hate Swiss.
Yeah, it could be it. Anyways, this Snatch deal and the Sorcerer coming down.
An attack. Interesting.
We're just trying to go in. We're behind so much. We just need to get damage on the board.
Yeah, but we're still banishing. I think actually my Mirror Force is gone. What am I talking about? Yep. There's no reason to have it in defense at all.
Yep.
And now we flip. Okay, I was about to say Widespread Ruin, but this works. Yeah, Ivan's in a great spot.
Yeah.
Purple already low. Ivan has all the cards.
I think Heavy
Snatch
Storm
is picking.
has not to play.
Breaker,
Breakers.
that'll do it.
Yeah, it's just game. This is not a real back row.
Yeah. Well,
You can also
looks
opt
like
to
it.
pop and then crash. But I think you go for game here.
Yeah, you try and go for game. And he's using deck. That's it. All right. I guess that means we are moving on to the only match still being played, which is Alvarado against Don't Copy, the two MVPs of last season. I think the two of them had a third of the invites combined for last Worlds. This season, I'm not sure if Don't Copy has an invite yet. I don't think he's had the same success that he had prior. But honestly, a really strong player. And it's another game 4.
Yeah.
Don't Copy on Warrior.
Warrior with the Mobius technology in.
Yep. Oh, if that's just that looks really good for Don't Copy. If this is a level 2, just he gets to banish the Serpent.
Yeah, and you've got
and it was a Reaper. Oh my god.
Yeah, Don't Copy definitely a strong player. I remember he had 5 invites last season, and he did them all in a span of 1 or 2 months.
Yeah,
took a big.
He started out really, really strong, and then just didn't play for the last half of the season before playing Worlds.
Yep.
Zumbira, sure, but you know what? This isn't going to do anything. There's just too many cards.
Oh. If none of these, if you can't deal with this, you can just probably sit on this.
Yeah, but a Smashing Ground does it, a Snatch does it, another Mobius does it. So many cards do it. You could even have a BK and then crash Kaiku into it. Or like this, yeah. Yeah, that's game, right? Yeah, that's game over. Level 2. All right, that is the world champ eliminated.
Wow.
And another Mobius Warrior, I think. Did we see that from SDL as well? I think we did, right?
Yeah, I think SDL typically likes playing a lot of the flips and Mobius and some decrees.
Maybe it's time to start doing that a little more. All right, so what are the upcoming matches? It should be Pikatron against Don't Copy.
That's the only
Return against Warrior.
Yep. And then Ivan is sitting in the winners bracket, of course, has the opportunity to be the first 2-time Clash champion.
Ooh, he's won before?
He has. Oh, exciting stuff there.
Yep.
Okay, as soon as Pikatron.
It's been a while since we've seen the Pikatron match. Do you remember if there was anything interesting about the returners?
I don't think we saw too much of it, right? Oh, he played like Mobius and
but still the doubles
that match. Yeah.
That is definitely unusual.
Yeah.
I think we had this tribute chain where it was tribute for Zaborg, tribute Zaborg for Mobius, tribute Mobius for Zaborg.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a strong player. He's done well historically. I know he's taking a break from the game for a bit.
But
excited to see him back. I know he's playing in War League this season as well.
Do you know which team?
Team Canada, I believe. I think they're 0-3, so not the greatest start, but I think in Season 5 they made the playoffs.
All right. I didn't even know there was a Team Canada before this season.
They were called Chaos Kings before.
Ah, okay, yeah, I remember them.
We're still waiting for these guys to start.
Yep. And Don't Copy is hosting with that impressive 12k XP.
He's hosting? Oh.
And win.
All right, just get in.
They seem to be knowing each other. And Don't Copy gets to start.
We're doing a big thing here. And we're just starting with Kaiku Pass. I wonder if Don't Copy is monster clogged. Is he in Browntown?
Maybe he just doesn't have a solemn.
Says Warriors and don't open set back rows. I guess he kind of just told us.
Well, he just told us what happened. He opened without set back rows. All right, BK to Grave is interesting. Might be a chaos setup for the future. Nobleman, I think, is all right. Oh, okay.
Oh, and we're just going straight up for
all right. But this immediately puts up chaos for Don't Copy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. It could have just crashed us as well. Like, I don't think there was a reason for the book. Unless this South is kind of the only ones you have. Then you have to protect it like this.
Yeah, but you also know you're playing against Warriors, and book without like a follow-up monster is not like the greatest card. Oh, and we're just going to stick down right there. Yeah.
Do you swing or do you banish? We banish.
We went to banish here. Played a little safe.
Yep.
I don't hate it.
It's all right. Let's see if Pikatron found anything. Maybe a snatch or something. Okay, there's definitely a solemn now.
Set 2. Now we're swinging. It's interesting that we're
widespread.
Yeah.
Oh,
main deck widespread.
Do you think it's the nobleman of extermination?
That would be kind of. Yeah, I mean, that could be. I mean, why else would you main deck widespread unless you're expecting things like King Dragoon and like Beast Gate?
It's not really things that you have to prep for usually.
Yeah. Widespread's an interesting one.
BK probably setting 2 cards and then swinging. Solemn. Wow. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
But now I'm wondering like what the other 2 cards are, because I figured that one of those would have been solemn in the way that he played it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they're just chainables. But what's chainable at this point? Pretty much nothing. Maybe a ring?
I don't know. What would they be?
I feel it. Oh, heavy. Okay, that's not a chainable at all. Heavy. That is a really strange play.
Yeah, is this like a dead like return or something? Or
it was another solemn. But then why didn't he use the old solemn? Why did he use the new one? That's usually not the way that things go.
It's interesting we did that first before we played the charity too.
Yeah, that's true. That too.
It's getting rid of sorcerer and
getting anything.
Yeah. That was a pretty bizarre play.
And another's okay.
This is pretty interesting. I mean, if he's playing return, and he's got, I don't think I've ever seen anyone play like double Kaiku in return main deck.
I think I've done that before.
With widespread.
Yeah, okay, with widespread. Okay, sure. That's a big caveat.
I can't recall the time I've last seen someone main deck a widespread.
Maybe it's time to rename the format into Spellcaster format. No, it's all about the spy anyway and the Sorgs.
And we're electing to keep the counter.
Ooh, well, yeah, okay. Because we still have to. We don't want to get killed by Kaiku.
Yep.
I don't like this. Yeah, you should have to shuffle that back. I agree. I agree with don't copy, absolutely. Yeah. Like, you don't get to have that info.
Yep. You're transitioning it with no hesitation.
Yep.
I think, yeah.
Okay, so we take out one spy, but the breaker is the problem. And he has to try. This is probably widespread.
Second widespread. Oh,
Yep,
we
there
are.
go.
That's
All
pretty
right, so
high.
I think this pretty much confirms
Yeah.
that
He
he's
might
on
be
the
on
extermination
nobleman.
stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he plays two widespreads if that isn't like a thing.
That's such a wild card to play.
Yeah. In case you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's a card called Nobleman of Extermination, which is like the brother of Nobleman of Crossout. You can target a face down spell trap, and if it's a trap, then first of all, like the card gets banished, and if it's a trap, then every copy of that card from the deck gets banished as well. So by playing Widespread Ruin, you can banish all the Sakus out of the opponent's deck, and then still have Widespread Ruin, so you're the only one with battle traps.
Yep.
It's definitely like a strategy that feels smarter than it like is impactful. Like obviously it can work, but I feel like you have to play the deck like this, and then you have to hit the Saku. Like there's a lot of things.
It's a little cute. It's a little cute.
Yeah.
It's also like if it hits a spell, it does nothing, and if it's like a continuous trap, it also does nothing.
And your opponent can also chain. Like if they chain like a keep break to it or something like that, or a jog, then it just fizzles.
Yeah.
And there's a ring.
That puts him in lethal range.
Yeah. There's also still a ring from Don't Copy.
Yeah, fake trap stops extermination because extermination only banishes if it hits the card face down.
I guess the big question is if extermination banishes or if it destroys.
It doesn't.
Because if
it doesn't banish because it only banishes the face down card.
Okay.
Yeah, like a lot of these cards are like very specific like requirements. Like for example, like if you chain a continuous trap to Grand Marg, it doesn't die. Ooh, and we're getting a Solemn on the BLS into a Saku on the Blade Knight.
Do we win the top deck war?
It destroys it. It doesn't banish it.
All right.
To Nate Dog. So Nobleman reads like if it destroys the face down trap, it banishes the rest of the copies from the deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Don't Copy is having a thing here. Okay, we're 50-50ing this one. We hit
we hit the shoot.
Now Prem.
Grab the tribe. Can we go in for lethal, or is this another? It is another battle trap.
Oh well.
Can we top deck a win?
We're top decking Zaborg.
Don't copy. You have the Karibo in hand.
This is a Zaborg top deck. You know it. You've played Return before.
Okay, never mind. He's on the triple
Kaiku. I feel like Peter doesn't play flips at all.
Return? Did he even see Return, or was it just Warriors with like a bunch of tributes?
Maybe. Did we see Return?
I don't remember if we actually saw Return. We saw Zaborg and really, it's got to be Return.
Yeah, we saw two Zaborgs and a Mobius. But how can you play so many tributes in a warrior deck and get away with it, right? Like it shouldn't be the deck. But then like triple Kaiku, I don't know. And we also haven't seen Angels or anything.
It might just be Warriors.
It might just
What
be
if he,
Warrior.
like? Yeah, I don't know. What if he's? We didn't even see him. Did we see him game one ever? He might side him. You never know.
You mean he sides into return?
No, he sides into like a bunch of like tributes.
Yeah, I mean the Mobius kind of makes sense, but the Borgs in the side would be very strange.
Yeah. Pikatron is to Papa Perez. Pikatron is an older school player. I think he's won 2 GFCs or something. So definitely a very accomplished player. I remember someone showing me like a video, like there's like only like 6 players to win like multiple different majors or something. It was like AJT, Pikatron, Ivan, Lucas, and like I think 2 other guys. It's probably Alvarado and else. NB, yeah. Yeah, so he won. Pikatron won GFC EU in 2020. GFC EU 20. In 2020, and then he won FLC 12 in also 2020. It is kind of crazy. I'm looking at this FLC 12, and there's like 40 players in it. So Go format has definitely come a long way since 2012 or 2020.
I can stand up against the best.
Like the initial FLCs were like smaller than today's patrons. Okay, so don't copy still siding. Probably just as confused about the build as we are.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Gonzalo, if you're asking where to play, we play on duelingbook.com. It's like a free browser simulator where you can play. As to how to play, there's like a ton of great resources. The GOAT format channel has a lot of things. We just released like a Chaos Turbo guide. And there's like a few other good channels. So like definitely check out like Ivan Rizito, Return Winner. Definitely great. Ton of content. And there's also like a Discord. So if you need that link, it's in the description of this live stream.
Okay, so there are banishes for spy. There are 3 spies, but are they cited in or I don't know. Maybe just place the main deck spies. Like maybe it's a Thunderclap.
It could be. That deck is
It's the Angel. Okay, it has to
Okay.
return. Okay, it has to return. There's Angels.
This is the wildest return deck now.
Maybe he just doesn't have decos.
Could be. Replaces the 3 decos for triple Kaiku, maybe.
Yeah.
Unless you think he sides into this, which could be possible.
Well, that's an interesting MST.
Yeah.
Like you'd think you want to do that in draw phase, if you do it. Well, I guess you don't have to respect shoot anymore, but like in theory you should still do it.
Yep.
600 damage. Please have roulette barrel. Please. I beg you. Roulette barrel. I love that card so much. And return is kind of the only deck that can really side it. But it's so cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a favorite of mine as well.
That's
into
not
DD Whirlwind. Yeah, I don't know Nate Dogg. He's either siding into this or we just don't really understand what's happening.
Okay, that was a slam as well. Like he didn't even think about it. Honestly, I'm gonna make a call. I think he has a chaos in hand. I think he was just trying to get a dark into grave.
So Gizmo, we play Angel in return just because it's an easy monster you can use to kind of facilitate your light count because you want to get your Chaos, Sorcerer, and BLS onto the field. And it's also like a way you can set up tribute monsters. So a lot of return decks play things like Zaborg as well.
A big deal is also that in return you you have Deco and Spy, and so you have some monsters that you have to set, but you also, like, Angel at least is like also a settable monster that you can use if you want to, in case your opponent sides something like Minecon or something. So just make that risky. Okay, he's trying to shoot the hand with Breaker. Nice try, but it doesn't work that way. Again, we're like already in this top deck mode, and Pikatron doesn't seem to be having the source, but neither does Copy. Where are the monsters? That's not a monster.
Yeah. That's a monster.
That is a monster.
Big monster.
Widespread.
Another
of course.
widespread. This card is putting in work.
Honestly, I like it because I'm gonna read that Pikatron has actually tribute monsters in hand, and we are just trying to put the clock down here.
Yeah. Delinquent Breaker is kind of nuts. Can you imagine if there's a card in Go format that said, like, summon this card, you could pop a card out of your opponent's hand?
That would be fun.
That would be disgusting.
Would be Donnie on crack.
Mm-hmm.
Gorilla. All right. Can we use anything to stop this Gorilla?
We're gonna get another widespread.
So can 100 Pikatron beat a Gorilla in its game 4?
Hey,
it's another draw. It is another draw.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So Pikatron won game 1. Now we have a draw. Let's see what happens. And we're siding again. Maybe Pikatron is siding out of return again. Even his return. Maybe he just plays like Angels, the return shell without playing return.
It could be. I mean, some people only play one return, so why not cut another copy? Yeah, I don't know if you would necessarily side back or not. We were seeing a lot of Kaikus, so the Gorilla definitely makes sense. It's tough to say.
I think, like, if you have the Berserk Gorilla in your side, you use it here. I just feel like maybe you shouldn't want to have it in your side, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah. I mean, Nate Dogg is saying he's playing your deck, which not too familiar.
What is my deck?
I don't know. Are you a widespread fan?
No.
Like, that's a question for Nate Dogg and not for me.
Or maybe he's referring to like 2 years ago. You know, like the Thunder Clap thingy that I played at the time, and like the first tournament I played with it was an Obelisk, and I think that was literally just like a return deck I played, and I cut out the returns.
I see.
So maybe that is what he's referring to.
This is before my time.
Yeah.
Not even 2 years in, so.
Back when I was actually getting invites and not just crashing out at every tournament.
Feels bad.
Yeah, it does.
Hey man, you'll get it eventually. I believe. All right, we're starting off with a pot that's
strong start.
Hard one to beat, yeah. Blade Knight. Are we gonna get a Blade Knight set 5? We are.
Yep.
The Warrior Special.
Well, that is the Warrior Dream. Pot into BK5. If that doesn't get you going, what does?
Yeah. And we're dusting the back row.
And it's a widespread.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the Nobleman yet, though. Like, I feel like it's kind of like it has to be there somewhere, but we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe seeing that triple Kaiku is deterring Don't Copy from playing the Nobleman. Spy is like the best card you want to see, though, right?
No, I'm talking about Extermination, not cross out.
Oh yeah, of course. What if he's just like not playing?
What if he's not playing what?
Nobleman of Extermination.
That would be kind of fun.
What if it's just like a troll?
Maybe he's just trying to influence the opponent into not siding all the Sakusan.
Yeah.
It's a It's a double mind game. I think, all right.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you play a warrior play and they set 5 and you have a Blade Knight, it feels like you're always just like so scared. But if you can resolve a spy, all that pressure is just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spy really is Blade Knight's worst nightmare.
Yeah. Besides, the infamous roulette barrel.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, we're tossing our own BK. We probably have too many cards in hand. We can't boost it anyway.
Yep. And it's a board.
Yeah, the Borg doesn't make sense to drop at this point. Like, it probably just falls into Solemn.
Yeah. We're just probably just gonna bring it back.
Yeah, pre-running it back is a lot better because at least you don't go minus or it gets solemned. It kind of just still fulfills the same purpose. Like, it's just big enough. But Saku came out.
Yeah, I don't know. You're trading 2 for 1. You're doing 4,000 damage. You can always pre-mine it back after you summon it.
That's true.
But at the same time, if you get the Zaborg off and you pop a monster and you don't pop the Blade Knight is active for all your sets, right?
Yep.
So it's interesting.
You know what Don't Copy needs right now? Don't Copy needs a Zaborg.
As Zaborg would be quite good.
Yep.
Maybe he's on a copy of Kodo Dama. I could clear those spies. One swoop.
Well, that's the spirit, right?
No, it's like an Earth guy with like 0 attack, 1800 defense.
Yeah, I think that's a spirit.
I don't think he is. Maybe. Let me see.
We're talking about like the Earth Fairy thing, right?
Is he a spirit? I don't know if he's a spirit. He maybe is a spirit.
Might be. Not 100% sure.
He is not a spirit.
Ah, unlucky. Okay, Solemn got sniped. Heavy could really go hard here. Let's see that Heavy. Heavy into the Borg. Let's go. Break. All right. Also pretty good. Can pop a back row and then crash into PK. But can also just take out Kaiku if you're brave, which I don't think you should be at this point.
Well, he can't crash into BK if he pops a back row. Right? This thing's at 2,000.
Oh, right. He has two. He only has one card in hand. I thought it's at 1,600.
Now, if this was Delinquent Breaker, he could swipe this hand anyways, and then
Heavy pro set. All right.
Interesting. We're pushing this thing to defense too.
We still haven't seen Deco or Return. Like, I'm still confused about what this build is exactly.
He might not even be on Return. I think it might be like Thunder, like you were saying. So maybe instead of playing Return, he just elected to put more tribute monsters as his bomb cards.
I kind of feel like the Mobius was a side thing in the last match we've seen, and I think that was against Turbo.
But normally we usually don't see Zaborg against Warriors either. So
There's the Mobius drop. No Solemn. Okay, this is really big now. With Solemn gone, this is crazy.
Freeman
Mirror Force.
and Mirror Force. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. That is a big swing. One of the best Mobius drops you can have. Running over Kaiku.
So set up for BLS. Now, if you're done copy, what do you want to see here? You want to see a snatch steal? That'd be huge.
I want to see Pot and Grace.
Yep.
The BLS would also be pretty good because this BK is gonna hit the grave soon.
Yeah, you could even argue crash it too.
Okay, he's provoking the banish. That's nice. So it guarantees the light engrave.
Yep. Still not a great
really good spot.
Yeah, he's dropping the BLS. This is that game. That's 4,000 plus 24.
647,476. Yeah, it's enough. Yep. That is return or not return, or maybe not.
Maybe
getting into the next round.
What if it's Monarch Warrior? No, I don't know what this is.
It is certainly something.
Yep. And Don't Copy is stunned, it looks. So it's looking like it's going to be Pikatron against Alfia. Winner plays Purple Junk, go to Ivan.
Yep. That is the path.
All right. While they get set up, we can tune on to the bottom ladder, see what people are playing.
You want to go on ladder? Why is that?
No, I'm just seeing what people are playing at the bottom. See some funny stuff sometimes. See some baby dragons. Not playing. See if we have any spicy tech in the works. This guy just has his Gmail for his for his username, playing that anti-smell fragrance.
Nice.
This is against, I think, Clown Controls. This is pretty interesting. This guy's an Axe Raider profile. That's sick.
I think we need to bring back Spell Cancer. Like just as like Spell Canceler aggro. That apparently was a thing back in the day.
I played against I played against a Reasoning Gate deck yesterday, and they were main decking Spell Canceler.
Wait, the Reasoning Gate player was doing that?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. He was playing Spell Canceler in the Creator, so it's pretty funny.
Well.
See what's happening in the Discord. See if they're taking a break or something. Let's see.
But overall, spell cancel got shafted pretty badly. Like it's the equivalent to Jinzo. Like it basically does the same thing as Jinzo, but for spells. But it's also machine. But then it just doesn't have the stats. Like, if Jinzo would, like if you could run over Jinzo with BK, nobody would play Jinzo. And it's already not like that most played card in the world.
Yeah, but I think they don't want to like really stop people from playing spells because it's kind of like the outs to a lot of these big boss monsters. I feel
maybe, but traps kind of do the same, right? Like Saku and stuff. They're still spot removal.
Yeah, but I don't know. They're also just like slower, so I can get why they don't want to. Why they don't want to overstat this guy? He's got more defense than Jinzo. He's got 1600 defense.
It's also just a shame that you can't use limiter removal on spell canceller.
Yeah. Gonna cope it with Blaster Chain.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funky looking. It's what is it? What exactly is going on in this thing? It has like an eye and like a couple tentacles.
Wait, which card are you talking about?
Spell Canceller.
That doesn't have tentacles.
Yeah, it has tentacles.
No, it's like a spider bot thing.
But what does the 3D art for this thing look like? Was this on like Duels of the Roses or whatever?
I have no idea. I think it was actually in Nightmare Troubadour. I've played that back in the day as a little guy, on the DS. It was pretty fun. But yeah, I don't see the tentacles you're talking about. Like this seems like, yeah,
they're like spider tentacle arms.
No, those are not tentacles. Sorry to disappoint.
They're shaped like a tentacle.
No, they're not. They're way too rigid. Like tentacles are floppy and they move around. But this is like
it's like the same shape. It's like a spear kind of shape.
But a sphere is not a tentacle.
No, spear.
Oh, spear. Yeah, but again, like a spear isn't a tentacle.
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know if a spear is a tentacle? All right.
It's like the same shape.
Yeah, it's
these
the
guys
same
haven't
shape.
started yet, right?
Yeah, they haven't. Wonder why.
Oh, they're taking a bit.
Actually, they are already in. Alfia against Pikatron is going on. Pikatron opens with duo.
Okay, I just like.
Yeah, we were too busy looking at spell cancel and we were debating about tentacles.
We caught the duo. It's okay. It's the first play of the game.
Yeah. We had Illusion. Probably don't care too much. And a Deco.
Got Lupus playing his spell counter deck. So it can either mean two things: that deck that counters spells, or a deck that plays cards that have spell counters.
Probably that one.
Duo's quite good. It's Thunder Dragon. Got back some of that card advantage.
Yeah, we should have a few more cards that just work with spell counters. It would make Apprentice Magician so much better.
Yeah, I know Edison has that one card, Defender the Magical Knight or something.
What is it?
Actually, it's a 16/2000 guy, and when it's summoned, it gets a counter, just like Breaker. And if a spellcaster monster would be destroyed, you can remove the same amount of counters from the field to prevent it from getting destroyed.
Okay. Basically as a second life.
Yep. But it can protect your whole board if you have enough counters on the field.
Yeah.
Yep. That was quite an opener. TD into Grace, into Pot, into Shoot.
Right, so this is honestly not... The matchup shouldn't be too great for Alfia because Angels feast on Manjus. It's one of the best ways to deal with them.
We're setting back that Kaiku. Keep that pressure off. Keep the graveyard healthy.
Nice and healthy. Oh, hold on. I think we missed something. Alfia played Thunder Dragons into Grace into pot. Did I see that?
Yup.
What the hell?
Into shoot.
Yeah, okay. I'm not quite here anymore, I guess.
What time is it in Germany?
It's not too late. It's 10 p.m. But
okay,
I haven't slept too much. Got home late yesterday and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy is a good card.
We're hitting
we
double wide.
Man, Pikatron really confuses me. Like, he makes a lot of plays that I feel like people just instinctively don't make. Okay, Senju. I think that's also the first Senju we've seen from Alfia. And Snatch. And suddenly the turntables.
Yeah, it's kind of huge.
We do banish. We do not respect return. And honestly, we shouldn't. Yeah, BK. Okay, what are we thinking about? Are we thinking about Shigeki Break, maybe?
Could be.
I feel like I would use it.
Could also be thinking, like, maybe you don't need to save this because it has a snatch steal on it.
Yeah, but like still it benefits your clock and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. We do use it. Yeah, especially with Serpent, I think that's kind of a no-brainer. Now we just do some swinging.
We've got 3,200 on the board right here, so the tribe technically does do lethal.
Yeah. And I think you don't even have to respect the back row too much, because it was pretty much just set so that BK would be boosted. And we've seen widespreads at all. Two widespreads already gone. Yeah, I feel like I would have tried to take both.
No,
oh,
well,
it's
a
curse. Oh, he saw that. He thought it was shoot. So of course.
Yeah. So you do need to respect it.
So now there's chaos active for Pikatron. That's very dangerous. But Alfia still fairly healthy, has a board. Shouldn't be too concerned.
Mm-hmm. Well, you say that, but
there's the chaos.
You should be a little concerned. This guy's pretty good in the format.
Which one? BLS?
Yeah. Someone told me that he's pretty good.
He is. Like, there's multiple cards that people claim is the fourth Trinity, and I think BLS is part of that conversation as well.
Yeah, BLS, shoot, card destruction.
Yeah, I think those are the main ones.
You could even argue like Sinister Serpent is,
or even Morph.
Oh.
Oh, he just sure.
Relinquish knock. Yeah, if you're a lefty, you've got to be a little worried here.
Yeah, we're just setting so he can't get shooted again. But yeah, we just double swing. Put the clock in, summon the monster if you have it.
Yeah, this would be a huge game for Pikatron to win if coming back from this charity pot shoot situation after TD.
We both know the top deck is Snatch, right?
Come on.
I don't know, Snatch has been used on Kaiku.
Yeah.
But it could have been used.
Black Illusion Ritual would have went crazy, though. Because you could be the relinquished.
Yep.
But...
And that's it.
Pikatron steals.
No, this game 2, it's not game 3.
Game 2.
Yeah, sometimes BLS just walks, especially if your opponent draws double quitch and you can shoot away the only real card. Kinda useful.
Yep. Pretty good. Is it me or has anyone said anything in the chat? I feel like it hasn't been updated, unless I'm missing something.
Sometimes the chat doesn't update properly.
I'm gonna do a refresh.
Sure.
Can you link? How did you find that link for the chat?
You see the dots at the top of the chat box, right? And there's the option of pop out, like open the chat in another window, and that window has its own link.
Yeah, my chat has just gone pure black, so it's missing. I know YouTube has like glitch sometimes.
Yep.
So I gotta keep like refreshing this thing. What's the last message sent? I'm just curious.
Tupis infabula. I think I'm saying that right.
Mm-hmm.
My main goat deck is a spell cancer deck.
Okay.
Okay, so that's been a while, I guess, because we've talked about that quite a while ago. The deck.
Okay.
Okay, so that's been a while, I guess, because we've talked about that quite a while ago.
All right, we're starting off with another TD.
The deck.
Okay.
And okay, so that's been a while, I guess, because
why do you think
talked
he
about
elected
that
to go with the TD draws first, or the
while
TD
ago.
before the Manju?
I don't think there's
All
a
right,
reason.
starting off with another. You don't think there's a psychological reason?
Yeah. The deck.
Okay.
And okay, so that's been a while, I guess, because
why do you
we've
think he
talked about
elected
that
to go with the TD draws
Well,
first,
we got a bunch of, like,
or the
while
TD
ago.
before the Manju?
Yeah.
Never.
I don't
never
think
heard
there's
that.
a reason.
Starting off with another.
There's one of the garbage.
You don't think there's a
You
psychological
probably
reason?
toss Quish now just to have chaos. Oh, you don't.
Or you can
Okay, so
man.
that
So,
might
yeah,
mean
the
that the
deck.
back row is not
Okay.
built because okay, so that's been a while, I guess. Because
Why do you think he
we've talked
elected
about
to go with the TD draws
Well, we got a bunch
first,
of, like,
or the
while
TD
ago.
before the
Yeah.
Manju? Never.
I don't
never
think
getting
there's
a
a
starting off with another.
There's one of the garbage.
You don't think there's a
You
psychological
probably
reason?
toss Quish now just to have chaos, and it gets to swing for damage immediately. Oh, you
Or
don't.
you can
Okay. Might
yeah,
mean that
so
the
the-
back
I
row
think-
is not
okay.
built because
There are
so
very
that's been a
few
while.
things,
I
I don't know
guess.
why do you think he
Talked
elected
about
to go with the TD draws
we got a bunch of, like,
or the
while
TD
ago.
before the
Yeah.
Manju?
Never. I don't think there's a reason. There's one of the garbage.
You don't think there's a
You
psychological
probably
reason?
toss Quish now just to have chaos. There's nothing better than crashing a turtle.
Yeah,
Mean that
so
the
the-
back
I
row
think-
is not
okay.
built because
Okay, so that's been a while. I don't know why. Why do you think he elected to go with the TD draws
we got a bunch of, like,
or the
while
TD
ago.
before the Manju?
Never. I don't think
getting
there's
a starting off with another.
There's one of the garbage.
You don't think there's a
You
psychological
probably
reason?
toss Quish now just to have chaos. There's nothing better
Yeah,
than
I don't
crashing a
know why.
turtle.
Yeah,
Mean
so
that the
the-
back row is not
okay.
built because
Okay, so that's been a while. I don't know why. Why do you think he elected to go with the TD draws
we got a bunch of, like,
or the
while
TD
ago.
before the Manju?
Never. I don't think
getting
there's
a starting off with another.
There's one of the garbage.
You don't think there's a
You
psychological
probably
reason?
toss Quish now just to have chaos. There's nothing better than
I don't
crashing
know
a
why.
turtle.
Yeah,
Mean
so
that the
the-
back row is not
okay.
built because
Okay, so that's been a while. I don't know why. Why do you think he elected to go with the TD draws
we got a bunch of, like,
or the
while
TD
ago.
before the Manju?
Never. I don't think
getting a
there's
starting off with another.
There's one of the garbage.
You don't think there's a
You
psychological
probably
reason?
toss Quish now just to have chaos.
Did you just mess with your sources?
There's nothing better than
I don't know why.
crashing a turtle.
Yeah,
Mean
so
that the
the-
back row is not
okay.
built because
That's been a while. I don't know why. Why do you think he elected to go with the TD draws
we got a bunch of, like,
or the TD before the Manju?
I don't think
getting a
there's
starting off with another.
There's one of the garbage.
You don't think there's a
You
psychological
probably
reason?
toss Quish now just to have chaos.
Did you just mess with your sources?
There's nothing better than
I don't know why.
crashing a turtle.
Yeah,
Mean
so
that the
the-
back row is not
okay.
built because
That's been a while. I don't know why. Why do you think he elected to go with the TD draws
we got a bunch of, like,
or the TD before the Manju?
I don't
getting a starting off with another.
There's one of the garbage.
You don't think there's a
You
psychological
probably
reason?
toss Quish now just to have chaos.
Did you just mess with your sources?
There's nothing better than
Yeah, so the- okay. That's been a while. I don't know. Oh, I know why. I think it's because. Wait, is this better now?
Okay, so
Is
for
it
now
better
there's no.
now? Okay.
Yeah, okay, it's better now. I think
Okay,
it was
yeah.
looping something. I think it was looping the
No,
previous.
I figured it. So when I reset the when I flipped the browser to get the chat back, the audio got unmuted on the stream in the other app.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
At least you figured it out.
Yep. Cool.
Alfia won. Alfia won game 2. We're going to game 3.
Hope that it wasn't going on for a while. I don't even know. Yeah, this is my first time streaming, guys. So if you ever hear any issues, just let me know, and I can try to look into fixing it. Let's get this game 3 started.
Yep. Drawing some cards. Alfia on that Wing Karibo sleeve.
Yeah. Is Wing Karibo legal in Go format?
I don't think so. Actually, it might be because like the first GX cards are still in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like we have Clayman and Pristinatrix.
I don't know if Flute of Summoning Karibo is legal, but that's
definitely
correct.
not fair.
Yeah.
There's also like this Karibo level something, which was pretty bad, but
Karibo level 10.
probably.
Yeah. With Transcendent Wings or whatever.
Yeah.
We're starting with
They
another
really,
charity into TD into charity.
they really printed some really bad cards that they thought would be relevant, I think.
I don't know if they thought it was going to be relevant. I think it was just like an anime cool card. So then they're like, "Oh, kids are buying the set, so we can release this."
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to make the anime cool card relevant to the game?
I mean, have you seen like Neospatians and all the other stuff that they've released?
The mole is decent.
The mole is quite good. The mole is. I think even the Panthers see some play, but in Edison. But
That's an early BLS drop. You know what that means?
But you think we got a ring here?
It means Snatch. Snatch is getting top decked right now.
Oh, there was a
there's
ring. There was
Never mind.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Pikatron on really low HP right now. But quite a few cards.
Yep. But you've dealt with the main threat, right? Got to get rid of this BLS.
For now. A Saku here would be pretty strong. Still leaves the damage threat on the field. I think if you have Saku, you have to use it. Ooh.
Yeah, Wings are going a lot of hot are definitely based are based light monsters. If Copycat was legal in Go format, that card would see play.
That's just a level 1 light that copies stats, right?
Yep. That would be quite good.
Yeah. I think it's OCG legal at the time because I think it was also Nightmare Troubadour, which is basically gold with OCG sets. Like they had some nice cards. They had Marshmallow, Skalengel,
tight. Yeah, I don't know if you want to see Marshmallow in the format, but
No, but it's a good card.
it is a good card. Yeah, same as Skullingle. Getting this tribe out, clearing this. I don't know. More and more, I don't think there's a return,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I
also
still don't
think
quite
there's just no
understand the
decos.
widespread because we have not seen a copy of
Domination.
Nobleman. Yeah,
Maybe he's just trying to be special.
I would doubt it as considering the type of tournament we're in, but
Maybe. And Saku.
I don't know if he. You can always ask him after the tournament.
Yep.
Ooh,
Sangan.
Nice.
Nice. Always love it when you can push him with Sangan.
Mm-hmm. Just like an ugly card to get rid of.
Yeah, kind of the same way that as Manjus.
Yep.
Okay, now heavy in the monster. Okay, we're just swinging. There should still be ring for Alfia as well. So this is now a lethal threat as well.
Yep.
Oh, we set a card. Oh no. Is it ring?
There are a lot of cards you can set in the deck, I think. So.
But it could be ring.
It could be ring. Could definitely be ring.
Okay. Both players fairly passive.
Yep.
Think Alfia should be the lead here though.
Yeah, he's definitely
More likely to
favored.
win.
Especially considering the life points of Pikatron are so low.
Yeah. The LP are a real concern.
But who knows? Maybe like a Mobius or like a Zabor can turn it around.
Yeah. Heavy.
We see our own heavy storm, so this could be a huge play.
MST and Merleforce. Okay, what do we do now? Nothing. Okay, we do something. Okay, never mind. That's Alfia's side for. I thought, well, there's a deco.
Interesting. We elected to go for the heavy there, considering we have a solemn.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you're definitely not in the first game. We are close to. Yeah, this is game 3, and we're pretty close to the end of the tournament. We got this match, another match, and then the finals.
Oh, and that's it.
And that's just it. The snatch steal's enough. Just good enough for game.
I guess. Oh yeah, it is because we know about so Snatch BK flipped the Sasuke down and okay, that is Alfia going into I think losers finals now.
Yep, losers finals against Purple Drunk.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna leave you now though. I'm just too tired. I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore.
Okay. Yep.
I'll try and get somebody else in. I've already asked. Maybe we can get somebody else. That would be nice. I'll see you around.
All right. Yeah. Let me know if anyone else can hop in. If otherwise, we can figure something out.
I'll do my best. All right.
Yep.
See ya.
Cool. Yep. See you later. All right. We've got Purple Drunk against Alfia. It's going to be a Turbo against Relinquished matchup. Definitely be some good stuff. And then Ivan has been sitting in this winner's final spot for quite a while. So definitely getting his well-needed break. See if we can get anyone else going. These duelists are just reporting. Cool. They just started. Purple drunk against Alfia. Alfia starting out with a TD. Goes straight into breaker. You know, I think this is a quite interesting matchup because there's a lot of people that say Quish surprisingly has a stronger matchup against Turbo just because they're kind of having that same value engine, but at the same time have some more aggressive options. So you're kind of like playing against like a warrior where your knocks aren't as good. Interesting. We're MSCing the heavy storm. I into pot of greed into jar. We're drawing a ton of cards here. Definitely potentially even cause like a game shot if we have like a knock or something just to. Yep, and there's the knock. How much is this? This is 5,000 damage straight up on board. It is lethal with rain. We know Mirror Force is gone just from that MST at the beginning. Definitely a very strong start from Alfia. Just takes the game. starting out with TD, getting that set down. Ideally, you want to see a spy or a Dekoichi get the pressure going. There's the Dekoichi. It's a triple set. I think we're just going to elect to hit with the Dekoichi just to play around the torrential. Can probably set a card in main phase 2. Or even summon a monster. Huge hand to dust shoot. Hopefully we can get a good read of everything. We know we have 2 TDs in hand. Okay, Pot, Duo, BLS, Sorcerer, Kaiku, and 2 TDs. Yeah, this is a tricky situation. I think it's going to be either probably the BLS or the Kaiku, just because you can always get it live just with your Thunder Dragons. I don't know which one he sent back. But opening into... knowing that your opponent has both a Pot and a Duo is pretty scary. This could just easily be the game on this turn. Torrential is huge. Ooh, into a charity. This could very well be a game shot this turn. Set. Pass. To their own dust shoot. So I'm guessing what was sent back was the BLS because we did not elect to or the Kaiku. No, because we elected not to summon a monster this turn and just start swinging. Set Kaiku. Wow. I wonder if Purple Junk knows if I don't know if Alefia's actually played any mind controls this tournament, but just citing the Kaiku's likely for that purpose. Now we're looking to get some damage and go aggressive. We don't really have a chaos setup for Alfia, so this is pretty safe. Looking at the dragon. Ooh, into a torrential. This is not looking great for Alfia. We do have the chaos set up now, finally. But the duo just clearing everything. I mean, ideally, you just want to find a BLS here, and then you kind of just have to hope. You'd set the game shot with ring as well. There's set pass. And I think this is also one of the weaknesses of the relinquish deck. If you don't have the ball rolling, there's a lot of more dead draws, right? Because you're just playing all these relinquishes. You're playing the ritual spells, and you're often playing things like card destruction as well, which does nothing without the combo pieces. That's just game. We're going some Sangan on Sangan action. We've got the this thing is such a pest to deal with. I feel like, right? Because you're just you don't, if you don't have a very clean way to deal with it, you're just getting hit over and over because you can't use any back row to remove it.
Oh, wait a sec. I gotta go on my computer instead of my phone.
All right. Just from experience by playing like these Angel and these Relinquish decks, sometimes Tsukiyomi could also just be like a pest to deal with as well, just because all your monsters are 1400 or less, and sometimes you can just sit there and wall you, even though it's not really causing a ton of advantage with your flips. But Manju and Sangan are getting in. Purple Drunk is getting quite low, and if he somehow gets to clear this board, Chaos is just well set up. But just by looking how this hand has been played, I don't think there's a lot of aggressive options from Purple Drunk. So he's probably clogged on either some Chaos Monsters or Noblements. Well, I guess this is game 3, right? So unless he has the read that Alfia cited in some more flips, I would be doubtful that he has any copies.
Hello, Mr. Gulaws.
Hey, how's it going? We've got Pioxy joining the stream. We are in losers finals. Purple Drunk against Alfia. Winner has to play. Winner has to play Ivan. And it just
Winner
seems like
gets
Purple
to
Drunk.
play Ivan.
Yep. It feels like Purple Drunk just has like a ton of cards and they just don't do anything right now. What are your thoughts on the Quish against Turbo matchup?
I mean, I think it's why you would load Quish to try and beat Turbo.
hmm
I think it's good. I mean, I think if you're willing to put the hours into Quish, you can see the same success, more or less, that you would see playing Turbo.
Yeah, I think it's not as great into like a wide field, and this is just game right here.
Oh yeah.
Wow, just monster clogged. Can't get any of these chaos monsters live.
I mean, he could have
Not really a great
strived
target.
to space or something, but
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it looks like we've got Alfia with the Quiz strategy against Ivan in the winners finals. Be an interesting match. I know Alefia's been playing the Quiz strategy a lot on Relinquished, and I'm not exactly sure if he has his invite yet for this year. But today could definitely be the day.
how many people ended up entering the clash today?
We had 20 players, so hopefully for next year we can get it more advertised, get a couple more of those SJC champions, some other format champions, and get a good tournament going. A lot of high quality matches today.
Now, I wonder what the thought is. Do we make it a 48-hour rounds kind of multi-day thing just to pump the numbers, or is it important that it's a one-day thing?
I think it's probably more important that it's a one-day thing, just because if we are going to get players that play other formats primarily, or like old school players, I don't think you can expect them to play like a tournament for more than one day.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you get some guy that played in like a pro tour back in like 2005 that wants to play, like I don't think if he plays actively, he's gonna just be like sitting around in Discord playing one match a day.
Yeah. I mean, it's tricky because I love the feeling of a one-day tournament. I'm always like really pro one-day like live events.
Mhm.
But it seems like for something like the Clash of Champions, like all these champions, these Go format champions, they got kids and families now.
Yeah, it's a tough call. I think another thing is we just probably need to advertise this event a little bit better for sure. Just because I'm not sure if everyone that could have played knew about the event enough or had enough time to prepare for it.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's
So
the thing, right? Like, if you don't feel ready to play in an event like the Clash of Champions, you'll probably just skip it because you don't want to embarrass yourself.
yeah, I mean, you're likely gonna be on stream and you're gonna be playing against like good players, right? Because everyone here is literally a champion at some point of the game. Still no sign of Ivan. Problem, everyone. I know we had some hiccups early in the stream, but hopefully we can get through this finals and have a good match.
Yeah.
It
So
could be
sorry,
for
let me
Ivan.
just.
Sorry,
I
go
gotta
ahead.
catch up with the bracket. I actually only woke up about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, we had some interesting matches. We saw Pikatron playing a crazy brew, where he played like triple widespread in his main deck. And there
Like, was
like
he on Six Saku, or was he just preed up for the fucking King Dragoon players?
I have no idea because we saw 0 Sakus and we saw no Noblemen of Exterminations.
Crazy.
Yep.
I mean, Petran's known to load some interesting stuff in the Clash, because I remember there was one Clash who went on a good run playing like a warrior with a goat control smoke that had like Cyberjar in the side deck.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense. Like the dominant train of thought about the Clash of Champions is like, oh, it's going to be a turbo fest, and it's going to be a bunch of people sweating it out on turbo. So if you can like throw them a curveball, you could go on like a quick little run. Like there's not a lot of games you have to win with the surprise factor to get to the top of a tournament this small.
That's definitely true. And he plays some like wild stuff in general. Like I remember in War League like 2 seasons ago, he sided into Exodia.
Yeah, exactly. So he's no stranger to controversy.
Actually, if you look at his like worlds list from a couple years back, he was playing like a pretty weird deck. Like he's playing like a burn list that sided into Stein FTK or Stein OTK. It was like a stealth bird burn list.
Yeah, no, I remember that one as well.
Yep.
I mean, I like it. I think that's the kind of like innovation at the top level that makes the format feel a lot less dead.
Just got
When
the
you have
match.
people. Oh, we got Ivan starting the match.
Yep. Looks like Alfia starting off with a Manju. Get that Quish back in, and then another Charity.
Ooh, giving Ivan a taste of his own medicine.
Yep. Now, I've never actually been on a loser side of a double elimination tournament, so it's got to be kind of stressful, just like knowing you have to win like an additional match.
Yeah. And so Ivan's on winner's side, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so having to beat Ivan Rosito twice is not easy.
No, not at all. But I there's got to be some pressure from the winner side too, because like you definitely don't want to choke. a situation where
Exactly.
you both.
Well, I think that's the thing, right? Like if you're loser side and you can take the game or like the first match and reset the bracket, it puts the fucking person on winner's side in a very nervous situation.
Yep.
That said, I do think Ivan has nerves of steel. Like the dude's just topped and played in so many tournaments and has seen so much success that I don't think he would feel the same kind of pressure that like somebody like you and I would sitting on the fucking winner's side, because he's always sitting on the winner's side.
Definitely.
He's
That's
camping there.
And I thought, actually, it's not true. I guess I was on the loser side of the finals for the 3v3, but that's a little different because you got like teammates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pressure is totally different when you don't even have to win like that.
Yeah, well, that's true. There's a ton of decks in the format that can win. I think a lot of people have already just like invested a ton of time into Chaos Turbo, and it's such a strong deck that it kind of feels weird to like shift off of that if you don't have to.
Yeah, if you see success on it, you're not going to be too incentivized to change strategies.
Yep. All right, we're getting this Dust Shoot. We're seeing Sorcerer, Breaker, Senju, Serpent, by a Knock, and BLS. Okay.
That is a node. Yeah, well, he's got a knock and a bunch of monsters. Ivan's getting hurt this turn, unfortunately, because knock and attack is definitely going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to see knock and Senju. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think it makes like a ton of sense to play the Breaker if there's no back row to pop. It's just like a liability to snatch steal too. Both players only banishing. Oh no, never mind.
Well, in 28 is like a totally respectable amount. Like the Breaker's just what, 500?
Yep.
So when he dogs it up after the knock, I feel like there might be some consideration to leaving that jog set when you've already used your normal summon. Like I don't know how much more damage you're gonna press. And
Yeah, I mean, maybe
you have no back row, so you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, but maybe you can
You're kinda
draw into
stuck.
like a Dust Shoot or something, and you can just put more pressure on Ivan.
Draw into a what, sir?
A Dust Shoot.
Yeah. I guess if you have 2 or 3 dust shoots in the main deck, you kind of have to shotgun that jar there.
Mm-hmm.
But Ivan's also going to be on 2 or 3 dust shoots. You already got all monsters. Like Maybe just drawing 2 the next turn's better to play around it.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
I just find there's some awkward situations with Jar where you end up, like, especially if your opponent suited you and, like, knows you're stuck with a bunch of monsters, leaving it set just so you can, like, try and draw back row at a better time.
Yeah, but at the same time, Ivan's such a strong player that I don't know if bluffing it and just like waiting is great. And this is like another weakness of just play. Okay, so we see the breaker. We are going to be able to trade these guys down, but I think you would rather, if there was an opportunity to steal breaker, you'd rather get that one, right? Because then you get the pressure of having this token on and just like clearing whatever you set.
And no shoot from Ivan, so Alfia, not like definitely good to use that jog when he did.
Yep. And it looks like
But yeah, he's in
Thunder Dragon.
serious monster territory in the hand.
And we know we have Sorcerer in hand, so this could definitely be a powerful turn.
Yeah, and we got the quick turn 1 from the Graceful in the graveyard.
Yep. A lot of options. Probably just like to take it slow.
Oh, and he is seriously clogged when you're discarding Serpent to hand. I guess, like, we're not expecting Ivan to have any Kaikus in game 1, so it's pretty chill, but
Yep, definitely. This is likely a spy. Yeah.
yeah. Now, does Ivan have the Suki? I guess he would have attacked with it, so he doesn't have the Suki.
Mm-hmm.
Does Ivan have a book?
He's just clogged though right now, right? Like, I mean, we have all these additional cards, but sometimes it's just like not as impactful as you would think, just because you can only summon one guy per turn unless it's a chaos monster.
I mean, Big Stork coming down here is nasty for Ivan because he can banish the dark or just attack and try and block him.
Yep.
I think you kind of got to banish.
Yeah.
Oh, Alexia does not agree. I guess with the Moths gone,
you just want to get
one card in hand. Like, it would have to be like exactly like Thunder Dragon Chaos.
Yeah.
And Alexia is very.
Yeah. And the Mirror for it. Okay, so he's gonna get punished for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's like kind of the one card that does it in Ivan's deck right there, but
I guess the logic was like, hey, I've got a ton of monsters. If I banish, I'm kind of spending a turn to get rid of a Night Assailant that's doing nothing. And if I just summon another monster next turn, Ivan has nothing. I just have game.
yeah. And I guess when Ivan snapped her Geki break off on the breaker, you could have thought, okay, the other back row is like for sure real. Because that was the thing, right? Like, Alfia didn't even have time to place the little poker chip on breaker by the time Ivan flipped the Regeki break.
Yep.
So maybe it's worth thinking, like, what cards do you not want fucking breaker to hit? And it's pretty much just Mirror Force in the Turbo main deck.
Right. Unless they're playing like Solemn, which I don't think Ivan really plays. But
I can't imagine Ivan would bring main deck Solemns.
Yep.
Oh, but he had second Stork. And yeah, now he's kind of forced to be banishing the Night Assailant kind of a turn late.
Oh, if Ivan had like a Book of Moon there, that could have been a crazy turn of events. Yeah.
Yeah, Book could have gotten pretty close to winning him the game there.
We do have a BLS still in the deck, though. So, I mean, can definitely. I think this is still like in favor of Alfia currently, just because we don't have the chaos set up.
So too.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, like, Alefia's
and a
hand
second
is,
item sale. Just like sniping this sorcerer
is this the
into a
Serpent?
knock. Yeah.
It is,
Wow.
yeah. So 2 Thunders in hand. Serpent's gone.
You don't
Like,
have any like
Alefia-
real threats really, other than BLS. I guess the Monjuice can do a lot of poking.
Yeah, but I kind of think like this knock was really good because Alefia needed to start turning the Serpent into a Thunder Dragon to kind of make some headway in this match.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, you can find like a Tsukiyomi here or something. You could just like flip this entire game.
Yeah, I mean, even by just like answering both of his sorcerers, banishing his Serpent, Ivan's kind of stabilized for the time being.
Yep. Because like these chaos decks only play like a finite amount of threats, right?
I mean, at 5,200 life, what kind of classifies as a threat? I feel like gets a little looser, right? Because like,
Yeah, because
Alefia can
Sequoia
throw-
is technically a threat, right? Because it's just
yeah, like you can throw 1400s all day. There's no Mirror Force. You can probably think, oh, Ivan's got Trenchel in the side deck, maybe.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, like how many Dekoichi hits does it take to end the game? Not that many. I honestly think the sort of threat density problem is worse in Turbo because like Knock is stripping you of all your copies of a certain beater. Like
right.
if you get your spies and decos knocked, that's a huge fucking issue. They just have to kind of answer your chaos. But in the Quish deck, we got some amount of spies, some amount of Dekoichi, some amount of Manju and Senju. Like Lefty's got bodies to throw at Ivan all day.
Logan
And Mirror Force
shouting
on now too. He can really just kind of go for it. Be a damage player, as they say, and maybe get there.
Logan shouting out the pun of flipping the entire game as the turbo player. I mean, that's what he needs, right? He needs the flips. He needs the chaos monster. Oh, and what a punish! Well, I guess.
But here's the thing: with no Mirror Force, like Alefia is allowed to be a damage player. He traded one card for nothing, but he got 24 in.
Yep, and you kind of know like this. The Serpent's kind of like a weenie, so you can play pretty aggressively, like even with. Oh, and we just
he has the ring. That's it.
Wow.
So yeah, damage play rewarded.
Yep, Morp, it's me and Pioxy.
All right. While these guys are side decking, I'm gonna go boil some water for tea.
So Alefia has to reset Ivan to win the tournament. This is winners the winners mat finals. So grand finals will be if Alefia can get through this. Yeah, he's. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I feel like he always streams a lot for like War League. I've definitely heard him a ton. I wonder how Ivan exactly sides for this matchup because I don't think I've really seen him play against a ton of Quish. It is like an awkward deck to side around just because of the dynamics of playing an aggressive kind of value mid-range deck. We got Pike Freak in the chat. Shout out to Pike Freak. Strong Quish player for sure. Definitely a pioneer of the deck. So I'm guessing no Trinity to start off, just because feel like Ivan would just be slamming that pot of greed, slamming that duo. It's just kind of waiting. I could see this being like a T-set pass kind of turn. Oh, okay, never mind. Just sat on the TD for a bit. Maybe we're lagging. Oh,
Okay, so we're back with
only one TD off the TD. Unfortunate.
Ivan must be saving his sack for the bracket reset.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely not how you want to start a match if you're behind a game.
Yeah. I will say the kind of current trend of card destruction has definitely, I've seen it help a lot of these bad turbo starts.
Yep.
But I do think Relinquished is like one of the worst decks to have card destruction in against because they just have so much fucking random cabbage in their hand all the time.
I mean, you can argue Relinquish is the best deck in the game to play card destruction in, right? Just because you have.
Oh,
all that,
I don't even think it's an argument.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I think it is an argument. I changed my mind because it doesn't play Night Assailant.
Yep, that's true.
That said, it's an amazing aggro deck because it gets to play card destruction, I think. Oh man, Alefia's just blasting the Sinister Sharpen with Regeki breaks.
Yeah.
I will say that's interesting because it's kind of, I want to say, the sort of popular meta call in Quish to bring Wing Blast.
Mm-hmm.
And if
maybe
Alfia had Wing Blast
warrior
instead
players.
of breaks.
Yeah, maybe you expected more like warrior players just because like Moxy's SDL, they were just kind of in the event. And it's such a small event.
Speak of the devil. Here's the fucking card D.
That's what a card D. You're not going to get any value off this Night Assailant, but you're pitching a Serpent and 2 TDs.
Yeah, and I mean at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're just getting value by virtue, I think, of like accelerating. Like the Night Assailant being a different card right now is all you could ask for.
Yep. You just want the darks in the grave. You just want something proactive that you can be doing.
Yeah. And even though we just hit Thunder Dragon from Alfia, we also pitched 2 of his sorcerers, so.
Yep.
I know we were talking about the threat density thing being less important, but at the same time, card D on 2 of your Chaos Monsters is fucking brutal.
Mm-hmm. And you're at full life right now, so you really need to be doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized I don't think I'm supposed to cuss on YouTube. My bad.
Probably not a big deal. I don't think they, I don't know how much they monitor this stuff, but I'm sure we can figure it out.
Alrighty. Alfia. Flipping the jogger.
So only two spies were banished. Likely means Ivan has one in his hand, unless he sided one out, which I think he would unlikely do, just because it's like a good card against Manju.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Turbo, you probably shouldn't be siding out your spies against anything but burn.
Yeah. Maybe last turn or something.
I mean, I don't know. It's bigger than Jowgen.
That is true. I don't know. I'm sure there's like some funky.
Yeah, there's definitely some niche shit, but like generally speaking, especially in like a value-y kind of matchup like this. Alrighty, Alfia writes it for us. What a nice guy. Nocturp, second assailants, Tsukiyomi, and Spy.
Putting back the SERP, keeping him off a recurring resource.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. No Serpent just means Alfia can really play for damage.
Yep. Although I don't know if it's kind of an awkward position, right? Because you're playing for damage. You're playing a bunch of cards that use a ton of resources, and the life point is just even. You're just behind so much.
Yeah.
Also, isn't it kind of interesting that Ivan kept in the card D against the Quish? And Morp is pointing that out. But I feel like that would be a card that people usually side out.
It's possible. Like, I wouldn't blame somebody for going either way, I don't think, just because card destruction's so powerful.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, I will say, it does make sense after losing game one to just keep it in going first, because it's best when you open a nice hand with it and get the, I don't know, flush your opponent's Trinity pieces before they use them or whatever.
Mhm.
I also think it's likely that if Alfia has certain side deck package to deal with turbo more or whatever, that he might trim down on some of the squish items.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, we got Pike Freak saying he likely has no heavy, which makes sense, right? Because you're playing a ton of chainables in Quish. You've got like breaks, you've got Jar of Greeds. You're the aggressive deck, right? So you don't really play the Sakus in this matchup against the turbo player.
Oh, you're saying Ivan has no heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivan's been a bit of a proponent of siding out heavy versus really flippy chainable decks.
Yeah. I've definitely done that as well, just like against like because like a lot of the time if you're playing like an aggressive deck and they're not siding in or if they're playing only chainables, right? It's just gonna whiff half the time unless they have like mirror force.
Yeah, oh, this is nasty. Since he had the protect, Tsukiyomi has given Alfia another search and forced Ivan to knock. Brutal.
Just searching anyways.
Yeah, and there's another 1400. But this way, like, he gets the quish, he had to pitch the ritual spell for the Regeki break.
Mhm.
But still, like, we don't know he has, like, an active relinquished line, which means the spy is doing its
On the
thing.
wall. Yeah. Played a match against Pike Freak the other day, and sometimes these walls they literally sit on the board forever. I think I had like a Reaper sit on the board for like 11 turns or something crazy.
Yeah, because these decks, like, they end up a little light on removal when they pitch all of their relinquished to enable chaos.
Yep. Couldn't get a gauge of how many relinquished and spells he was playing, but it's looking like the Manju makes. I don't know. I think you could just be on like triple Manju, one Senju, and then like two Quish and one spell still, just so he has the consistency of pulling them before he draws them himself.
Could be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was 3 quishes.
Yeah, I see that
Quick
happening
play
too.
spells in the hand. Ivan sending back 2 things with Death Shoot. Are you gonna write it for us?
Ring MST in hand. Okay. No idea what he sent back, but good enough.
He also flipped a shoot, saw the hand, and then flipped another shoot. But if Alefia had MST, he would have had the chance to
Mhm.
slam it.
Yeah. He thought a bit at the end of there. Maybe he thought, hey, this could potentially be the ring. If I have break, maybe I should pitch something just so I could keep the spy alive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this spy's just going the distance for Ivan. It's let him see, what, 3 more cards now?
Yep. Yep. I mean, against aggressive strategies, spy just feels like the best card in the game sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Now it isn't as good against relinquished as it is against warriors, but definitely be a pest.
Here comes that ring.
Yep. Try to hit in for 14. Connect. What do we know? Pike has a or not Pike. Alefia has a Quish in his hand. I guess set one new one. Or actually, that's not true. Am I missing something? Never mind. I think we should know everything he has, right? We got MST, Quish, one unknown.
And once again, without spies, Alefia's never-ending wave of 1400 attack monsters gets a little scarier.
It's almost like the Manjus and the Senjus are kind of like big Sangans.
Or what?
They're like big Sangans. Like,
Yeah,
you just
absolutely.
don't have on them. Yeah. We're dropping the
Right here
PLS,
goes.
going for the banish.
Big soldier.
Yep.
It's tricky too with the Manju and Senju because like you can't actually like I don't know, bringing in Sakuretsu armor against this deck feels like ridiculous.
Yep.
But at the same time, like there's only so many ways you can stop them from just fucking 14ing you all day.
Yep,
When he
definitely.
has mind control for the BLS. Just banish, I figure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think
I
on
don't
it.
think there's much else.
Yeah, now Ivan's really up in cards after these trades.
Mm-hmm. We know one card in left. We know he has a Quish, right? So it's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
like to do.
He needs to be able. I mean, like, if this is his only ritual spell, the one in his graveyard, then he's praying for graceful charity right now, or else his card's just doing nothing.
Yeah, or like a break or something, right? Sandman is quite good here.
Yeah.
Just because it's like a reoccurring guy. Ivan has to deal with it. And if he doesn't have any monsters, it's just going to keep hitting him.
Yeah, but if Ivan can put something like beat over the Sangan, Alfia gets Serp, and then he's just sitting on Serp and
Yep.
Serp and Quish. Like the Sangan's almost more valuable alive right now.
Yep.
I guess he could search out a Manju with
Manju.
it.
Yeah, if he has another spell. Yeah, that's a good point. More, it's also just like a good card for Tribe.
And we know it's not a spy. Worst case, it's probably a Dekoichi.
Yeah, or a Moth, right? Yeah, it is a Moth.
I mean, there's nothing that good in Ivan's graveyard.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll go for like another card destruction or if he's just gonna just upstart because we know Pike Freak has just Quish.
Yeah, I think he might just take the upstart, which is why,
Yeah.
honestly, like worst case is Dekoichi because it sticks around on board, and I'd rather take a random card that doesn't gain them life.
Yep. He just elects to go for the card destruction.
Interesting.
I guess it does dig you an additional card deeper, but your BLS is also gone, so
Okay, down comes Breaker.
we're gonna pop a Pro Set Heavy Storm. Yeah, we didn't
That's
see-
very bad for Alfia.
Yep. I'm guessing he was saving it for like a game shot. But
Yeah, but with two back rows, I might have just flipped it before passing the turn.
yeah, potentially, yeah. But he also has like no follow up for it, so I kind of get it too.
See, now with a 16er out, he's kind of forced to grab the Serpent for sustainability. Can't really be grabbing Manju right here.
Yep.
It is interesting the way he's playing like kind of all the flips and the rituals, like Manju plus Senju.
Yeah.
One of those decks where you're watching him play it and you're like, how'd you fit it all in, bud?
There's a lot of funky stuff you can do in the side. Like you can like even just like side in the Moth, side in. I don't know if you'll
But
necessarily.
we saw that stuff game one.
Yeah, that is true.
Like
But
there
it-
definitely is, but like I just ditching Quish, ditching Serp,
That's quite
3
good.
fresh new real cards, and he just passes.
Wow.
I mean, maybe he just has like the most card destructible hand of all time. I don't know, but it seems unlikely when your Thunder Dragons, your Quish, and your ritual stuff is gone. Yeah, and Ivan can just kill him with Ring here. 39.
30 for 1.
Oh, he drew into the Quish. Yeah.
Oof. That's double Quish. Right?
Okay, so he's 400 short off of a Ring.
Because what is
The
this?
spy summon like that makes me think he has it.
And there's
Yeah.
strength. Wow.
I don't know. I think maybe Alfia should have set that Manju as a bluff.
Just protect your life.
Yeah, just because like the empty board is rough.
Yep.
Like graceful charity pass is not good.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a sign of weakness. Sure. There's very few turns in Go Format where you just have to do nothing, right? But Alfia is starting the turn this time around, right? He's starting the match this time around. It's like opening with a Manju, opening with a TD could be very strong. Team Bones, they are in winners finals. If Alfia wins this, he resets the bracket. Set 1, game 3. But no Manju started out. This is likely just like a spy or a decoy. Actually, I don't know. It's a little weirder in this list, right? Because normally you would think like a relinquished deck only plays like the spy, but just having that decoy is just like another factor that you have to consider.
Koichi and Ma.
Yeah, but you're not going to rob them off with
No.
your. So whenever Alfia plays, I always get jealous of this Flame Wingman avatar. I think it's like the coolest one.
The Flame Wingman looks quite formidable.
Yeah, it's
Way
pretty
cooler than the Dante.
Yeah, I don't like the Dante avatar.
Yeah, I'm anti-Dante.
Yeah, I think top 3 are going to be like Flame Wingman. I like Avian too. Avian's really cool. Democ. Something like that. I don't know.
I'm a big fan of Mobius. That's a good looking profile picture.
A sick one would be Breaker. Breaker would be so cool.
They have Breaker card back though.
Yeah. We're trapped dust shooting to TD Serp, relinquish knock heavy. So not like the greatest And interesting that we elected to like not play the TD. We just held it. Oh wait, no, he drew it for turn. What am I saying?
Yes, that would probably be more likely.
Yeah.
Knock before flipping, so he does not have a spy down. Must be a deco. Yeah.
Late night. I have not seen anyone with the BLS one, but I know BLS is. I think BLS is like quite a tough one to get, right? Unless you play like a crazy amount of matches. It's like 10,000 matches or 10,000 wins.
More than 1,000, isn't it?
It's like 10,000, right?
Yeah.
Kind of nuts. I don't know if I've ever even. I've not even played like 10,000 like total matches of Goat. Spy here is pretty good. Just like walling.
It is. I mean, kind of referencing what Morp said earlier, but like this Quish deck is also like one of the best tribe infecting virus decks.
Yep.
So I mean, that's the obvious solution to 2 defense mode spies, but Quish just makes it so easy to have something.
Yep. And I don't think Alfia is on like the forbidden technology like Kododama to deal with them. So
Yeah. I mean, Kododama is unfortunately an Earth attribute. I'd be shocked to see it here.
yeah. If you use a Tark, maybe you'd see some play. Sided against like Goat control, sided against I don't know, some nonsense.
I mean, I feel like at that point you may as well just load up the possessed Dark Soul.
Yeah. Just go to Dama work on like Odama trio. Maybe that would be a funny one.
Yeah.
I bet he's an Earth.
Okay, yeah, dropping down a Manju. Gonna go get another Quish item.
And we're getting a pot. And a jar. We're just drawing. Drawing all the cards today.
I mean, putting the cards from your deck into your hand is a very effective strategy.
True. Get that gold on the map.
Precisely.
Yep. Now the funny thing is, he could have drawn all those cards and still not had an answer to spy. But if he's heavy storming here, I don't think that's the case. Ring, okay.
Heavy Storm Chain Ring is nice. Ivan does not have the world's highest life total. Oh, and he snipes the Mirror Force there. That's nice.
And we're getting a relinquished summon. Okay, is this the first relinquished summon we've seen of the match? It could very well be.
Oh, of this match, it is for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just 4,000 damage to the dome. Do we have our own ring? No, we played it. Do we have Ceasefire? It's looking pretty close to a reset. Does Ivan have any chaos set up? He does.
Yeah, Ivan's got live chaos. Alfia does not, but he has the ability to put a dark monster in his graveyard pretty easily next turn.
Yep.
Ivan's probably breathing huge sigh of relief that Alefia's ring is gone.
100%.
I mean, obviously not in the sense that using it enabled this attack, but now he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yep. Oh, Tribe, that's about as good as it can get, right? Other than the Chaos Monsters. It's gonna do a big.
Tribe with Chaos follow-up is definitely insane.
Yep.
If he hits the relinquished here, he sets up another Chaos for himself, and he could drop double Chaos and potentially kill Alfia.
Mm-hmm. We're going for the Manju. Hmm. I feel like whatever happens is gonna be like a very awkward turn, unless there's something crazy. Is he gonna go for a third tribe pitch and just like go all in on attacks? And just hope there's no chaos follow up.
Yeah, if Alefia's back row is really good, that could be something. Because Ivan's got a deal, like, the Koichi's a lethal threat right now. An existential threat to this match.
100%.
Yeah, if Ivan, he has to. Well, because if you attack, and that's just like any piece of interaction, you die.
Just the chaos right there. Go for the banish. Probably summon.
Just a modest Sork.
Yeah. Probably just summon it
like yeah, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, and I don't think Ivan plays torrential, so just game.
No F, which means what? He's got two. He's got a Quish in hand, a Quish banish. But when he has it,
wow,
Ivan's gonna need a hell of a top deck to get back from this. But he is Ivan Rosito.
BLS is still in the game, right?
No, exactly. BLS is in the game. Pot, Grace. All right, that's not BLS, Pot, or Grace.
Nope. It's looking like a reset. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Are they gonna start a new match, or they're just going straight into it?
Beautiful. I am a little bit nervous to see what Ivan's starting hands are going to look like, because he was definitely biding his sack.
Yeah, 100%. This is kind of what happened against like SDL, right? Maybe it was the
like
opposite.
when Ivan opens 2 TD, you know he's got something good in the tank.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever seen Ivan open 2 TD ever.
No, he's too good. He just opens the Trinity.
Yeah, I believe Alfia is German, right? We had a question if we have any German players in Clash of Champions. I believe Alfia is German.
I feel like somebody on that Iron Goats team must have won something back in the day that would have let him qualify.
I don't know. Is Geist D German?
Feisty is German.
Yeah. I don't know what. I think Don't Copy's Italian, so
Yeah,
might
don't
just
copy
be
is
Geist D and Alfia. How's your? Oh, they're back. Can I ask how's your War League season starting out? I thought you were like 2-1 or 2-0, right? When I last talked to you.
Sorry, what was that?
I asked how was your War League season starting out. I thought you were like 2-0 when I last talked to you.
Yeah, I'm 2-0, and Tiso decided that was so good he had to bench me.
Damn.
No, I was doing some traveling and stuff. It was fine.
Are you on the 13th Graves team or the Bones team?
I'm on the Bones team.
Skull Servants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm playing my statistically worst season of War League.
It comes for everybody eventually. Man, I started playing War League before I was actually good at this format, so my all-time record is atrocious.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my win rate, I don't know about since I've lost 2 matches, but I think my win rate was like 63 or 64%. Or no. It was like pretty high, like 60%.
Dang.
Yeah. But hopefully I am not the sack absorber this season. That would not be good.
I mean, if the team's winning, absorption is a noble duty.
That is true. That is true.
No banishment or no tributing over to get in more damage. Ivan is not a damage player.
No. He wants to get this tempo up. He wants to set these monsters.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit of graceful. That's pretty good.
Yep. Into a serpent and a quish. Yep. That's ideal. Into a pot. I don't know, man. This might be a Alfia's tournament to win. Did he
It's true.
steal all of Ivan's sack? Was he sitting around too much in the winners finals doing nothing but watching the film?
Yeah, I mean, he could have just peeped game from the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
And do we have some Conqueror fans in the Watchers chat here, Mr. Domitor Invictus?
Is that a band?
That's the name of a song by a band from the city I was like chilling in this week.
Okay, cool.
One of my favorite bands, honestly.
Are they heavy metal?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I am a fan of some metal, but I feel like my taste is kind of it's I don't know if it's like old school. I don't know if old school is the right word because it's like it's not like old, but like maybe more neat. Like not even niche. I feel like there's just like so many different like metal bands that like you could just like not hear about a ton of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like the idea that someone likes that kind of music like does not mean that they like all of it or even most of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who I like. I like Gojira. I like Meshuggah. Who else? Is Tool considered metal? I don't think so.
Depends who you ask. I wouldn't call it. I feel like it's just a rock band. It's prog rock if you ask me, but I know that would bother a lot of people.
Yeah. I saw who is that live? Battle Beast. That's like power metal.
Oh yeah, that is not to my taste.
Yeah. So
I
who I
left you
saw
with an
Camel.
end phase serpent discard again, and Ivan
Yep.
sniped his ring. Pretty good.
Yeah. You definitely want to get rid of this ring if you're behind. Actually, it's quite an even board stage because of all this Trinity that's been played.
But still, ring's been such a menace in this match.
Yep.
You're never sad to hit your opponent's ring with an MSD. Like assuming they have nothing to use it on, of course.
Yep. Void, I have not heard of either of these bands, but I can definitely check them out. I have heard of Dragon Force. No, they were used to be like pretty huge. Who else did I see? I saw Camelot live. They were pretty good. Oh, and this Serpent has just been absorbing all of Alfia's Raigeki breaks. This is like the third one he's hit in the past like 2 sets.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If those Arby's or a Phoenix Wing Blasts, that yeah, that would have been like way better than hitting that Serpent over and over.
Yeah. Which is funny when you consider the Wing Blast is kind of the general consensus on what to use in the Quish deck.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that card. I think I played in that GGP Detroit in that 2K cash tournament, and I want to say on day 1 I was pretty impressed with Wing Blast, but on day 2 everyone that played Wing Blast against me was just like screwed. So
Yeah. I mean, I've always been Team Regeki Break.
mm-hmm.
And by always, I mean as soon as I decided to stop coping and forcing Mask of Darkness into my turbo deck.
So we're going to tribute for TD, get it back into cycle, and just push for some damage. Another Serpent just gone.
Honestly, sticking a Thunder Dragon to the board is pretty good against these Relinquish decks. 1600 kind of goes a long way.
True. The nice one. What are we going to get off? Either Deco or Moth. Moth is a higher ceiling, but it's not like your options are that great. I think Deco just makes sense.
Yeah, it's like the same as the last time, like when Ivan flipped him off in the last set, whereas like when it's just like upstart MST
Card D.
and like
Yeah.
knock, then it kind of, yeah. It's just like worse deco if you're drawing a card you don't want that bad.
Yep. Getting aggressive, banishing the TD, setting one. Yeah, the problem with getting back the Moth sometimes too is like even if let's say you want the knock, this set that Alfia is just set is probably just gonna be flipped by then, right? So it's not gonna do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he already had a set Moth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have the knockback. I mean, with both knocks gone, it is nice to have that Moth set there.
Flood. COC's it's moving through. This is the grand final, so we reset. Alfia reset Ivan in the last match, and this is for the glory. This is for the championship.
Oh, and a good way to try and become the champion is to use Tsukiyomi on Magician of Faith.
Yep.
Especially after you put their ring in the grave with MST.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a huge one to hit. You don't want him flipping Moth with all three Trinity pieces in the graveyard, and suddenly it just looks like I feel like Ivan's actually in quite a decent spot. Like, sure, there's a sort down, but there's not really like a ton of pressure, and all of the gas has been used. Right, you've used all three Trinity. You used your Ring of Destruction. One chaos has already been committed.
Yeah, like Alfia has no easy way out.
Yep. Yeah, Flood. I think a couple of years ago, I think a lot of people would have thought like Relinquished was in like a very good deck, but I think over the past year or two, it's really been optimized and is definitely been.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's like the most popular deck in the meta because it's not, but it's definitely a viable contender for a strong deck.
Mm-hmm.
Turn where we are in a bracket reset. Alfia reset Ivan in a 2-1 situation. And this is game one of the reset.
Ivan breaks the deco pretty good.
Yep.
And now he gets a chance. Oh, yeah, that's really nice. You gotta get the Tsukiyomi out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Or else you're kind of just done. Because add back MST, set it, and then threaten the knock next turn. It's like, what can you even do?
Yeah, return winner. If you wanna hop in, you can. Otherwise, me and Dilf's got it too. Whatever you want to do, however you feel like. Ooh, and finally seeing that first Trinity piece for Ivan. Pot agreed. Good one. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a disastrous situation for Alfia, right? I think if you see these hands, you really want to be able to capitalize on these games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feel free to hop in.
Yep. We got return winner in the booth.
Yeah, hi there. Thank you for staying in the booth for the whole tournament.
Yeah, no problem. Glad we got something in the way. I know there was like some issues with setting up the stream in the morning, but glad we could at least see some great matches. It's been a good tournament so far. I don't know how much you were watching earlier, but there was some like wacky stuff that was played. There was like Pikatron was playing 3 copies of Widespread Ruin in a second. We weren't exactly sure why. And then Alfia has been on his Quish deck.
One theory for playing triple widespread is if you play Nobleman of Extermination yourself.
Yep, we thought that too, but we didn't see any copies in any of the matches he played.
I did see that Alefia's only loss today was against the Guardian deck by TK, which is kind of wild. And Alfia is really performing with that Quish deck. He got his invite at an FSC. He's currently in an Obelisk, and he told me that this deck is the best deck he's ever played. And hearing this from Alfia is definitely saying something.
You know, this means when I play in Maryland in a month, I got a load of Quish.
I actually just played a version of this deck in my Ra. I just played Ra round 1, and I also won this, so I'm very excited to see this deck performing as well as it does.
Yeah. What
Huge
do you
fan of the deck.
What do you think the reason for its success recently has been?
The deck was good, it's good since ages. Like Pike Freak is showing this before Pike Freak Awavement was showing how good the deck is. It's just like not many people are playing it, and that's why it's not performing as consistently as other decks, because it just doesn't put up the numbers. But it was clear that if more really good players will pick up the deck, that it will continuously perform. And Alfia is one of the best in the game, and if Alfia picks up the deck and he, I think, is exclusively playing Quish since like 1 or 2 months now, and then of course it will bring in great results because the deck in itself is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Knocking
out both these Dekoishis with this Snatch deal, though.
The biggest downside of the deck is still the aggro matchup, which is just not a good matchup, and Quish will always be better in fields where not much aggro is being played. It's always like in fields where a lot of Chaos Turbo is played, it definitely thrives. And so that's if a good player loads the deck and has a lot of turbo matchups, then this deck will do great things for sure.
And it looked like only like 1 or 2 people were playing Warrior this season, because even Moxy's he was playing Chaos Control today. So this is definitely the field to win.
I saw Don't Copy play Warrior, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's a very good call for that specific event, and I mean, it's quite telling that Alefia's only loss was indeed against the Guardian deck, and that's game 4 even here. So yeah, Alfia lost the very first round he played against TK, and then he went through. Then he beat. Then he got a bye against Ludovico, who dropped. Then he beat Geist. Then he beat Indoors. Then he beat Moxys. Then he beat Pikatron and Purple. So quite an impressive way. But I don't know. Do you know what Indoors played today?
Yeah, I think he was just on Warriors or something.
Yeah, Alfia did beat 1 Warrior, but 2 Chaos Control, Moxy, Pikatron, I assume, was on Turbo, Purple obviously on Turbo.
Pikatron was on like some Angel non-return deck.
Ah, okay, interesting. So winner gets an invite, correct?
Correct. I think both of these guys have invites already, so it's
Yes.
going to be open.
Both of them on one invite this far.
Yep.
Alfia just got his invite a few weeks ago, getting third at the FLC latest, and Ivan won the second to latest Patreon qualifier.
Yep.
These are the events. But I mean, getting your second invite is definitely something both players desperately want. It's good for tiebreaks. And Alfia is certainly on the hunt right now. He is currently in top 8 of the FLC leaderboard. So we can expect him to make the FLC Invitational, where also 3 invites are given out. And he also is currently sitting in winner's semifinal of an obelisk. So Alfia really wants to get these invites.
And then I think this season, especially blocking, is going to be way more impactful, right? Because it doesn't seem like it's going to be like a huge Worlds compared to like last year.
Yeah, we have fewer tournaments than last year, but the tournaments are bigger. So we have very big. Also, we have more GGPs this year. This is why more invites are given out there. But yeah, only 1 patron per month instead of 2, so that we have the leaderboard, but still 6 invites less given out. And I think over the leaderboard, a lot of players will qualify who already have their invites. If you look at the current top 6 of the leaderboard, there are mostly invite holders there.
We got Dueling High in the chat saying he was on Warrior, but he's rubbed out today. It's okay. You've got your 4 invites. So you got to leave a few for the rest of us, right?
Knowing Dueling High, he really wants to get more invites. He also topped the
100%.
latest. He topped the latest Patreon as well, and yeah, he's definitely on the hunt for another invite. He's also in my Ra. I have to play him in winners final in my Ra, and I really don't want to.
Yeah.
He is actually is on his Gold Compris list where he with the warrior with masks main, which he lost against you.
Yep.
This was which Gold Compris was it?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah, correct.
And then I feel like ever since I played in that tournament, there's been a lot more like return as well.
Yeah, you got the second return invite of the season. Splevin won an obelisk very early. Yes, he won an obelisk very early this season. Then you got the invite, and Nate Dogg last week got another invite for return. And also in War League, I see some players picking up return who are rarely playing it. Corinna played return this week, for example.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely something interesting to see. Return picking up steam, and I heard you talking with Grumple earlier today that he is stating that return may be the third best deck in the format right now.
Yeah, I can definitely see the argument. I don't know if it's necessarily the third best deck, but it's certainly in like the top tier echelon.
Yeah, it's definitely in that tier 2 contender spot where other decks like I believe Chaos Warriors breaking in right now. I do think it is better than any control variant because control is really underperforming this season.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, definitely it could. I think control is still okay. I think there was a good chance Confused Ray could have definitely won that last event, but I mean, sometimes things don't fall your way. And Nate is a very strong player. He had that tricky Book of Moon play that can sometimes steal the match, right?
I mean, Control did get 4 invites this season. 3 for Chaos Control, 1 for Gold Control. But what is really interesting with that is 3 of those invites were at Gold Compris.
Mm-hmm.
And the last invite, so the other Chaos Control invite, was at Worlds last year. So
I see.
So this season, any control deck hasn't got any online invite, and I think that's really telling.
Mm-hmm.
Like none at all. So
the Team Go Control is going to win the league.
Yeah, probably. Like they are performing.
And you'll be eating your words.
Yeah. You know, Nate. I feel kind of bad for mentioning the book, but it's kind of funny. And then actually, I played against someone on the ladder literally yesterday, and they tried to do that Book of Moon thing to me. They set my Chaos Sorcerer. I just flipped it back up, and I just banished their card.
Okay, so we have a very even game set here.
Mhm.
Alfia with the Senju on board. He is on the For You package. But instead of other builds where For You means triple Chaos Rock, he usually only plays 2.
Yeah.
I talked to Alfia a lot about the deck, and he's playing a really heavy monster count. In his FSC list, there were 21 monsters.
Mhm.
And he said that the one thing this deck loses against is itself if it doesn't find starters. And that's why he plays as many monsters as he does, because he desperately wants to find these starters. Why he's playing double spy. That's why he's incorporating the Dekoichi, because these are all monsters which can basically get you into the game.
Mhm.
And that's what Alfia really does here. And we attack with the. I think that you should have attacked with Breaker first here. I don't. Yeah, only punish for that would be Tsukuyomi. So I think this was a small sequencing mistake, even if it's like a Serpent or Sengan, you definitely want to take the 200 damage more.
Mhm.
Also, another approach Alfia is taking, which no other Quish player really has done so far, is he's not playing Upstart Goblin.
Oh, really?
Upstart
Okay.
Goblin, at least in his FSC list. I don't know if he's playing, but I didn't see them today. And this is kind of interesting because
He's also on breaks. He's also on breaks, though, which is also kind of unusual for Quish, right? I feel like they always play Phoenix Wing Blast.
They don't. The thing is that Pike Freak is always playing Wing Blast, and he is the most prominent player, but almost every other Quish player is playing breaks, myself
Really?
included.
Okay.
I also always prefer breaks. I talked with Pike about the deck a lot, and Pike is saying Wing Blast isn't better than break, he just prefers Wing Blast. Like, him personally. So you just assume that Wing Blast is more popular in the deck because you only see Pike Freak's list generally in Top Cut.
Yep.
And
I've
yeah,
definitely played against Pike a lot. I think I've played him 3 times in the past, like 2 months.
Yeah, not playing Upstart is like you would think is really bad because you need the draw power, but it does make a lot of sense because Quish is, in a sense, especially in the turbo matchup, like a beatdown deck. You want to take these 1/4 continuously damage, and you want to beat down your opponent down, and these 1k LP can really hurt. And I like that approach. The Alfia is saying no upstarts, triple jar, and this is kind of the most innovative thing Alfia has done with the deck. Like almost any other aspect of his build is like pretty much standard. It's like what Pike is doing since month, what I've been doing as well when I picked up the deck. But this no upstart thing is like the new innovation he brought to Quish, and it may catch on.
Yep. Yeah, and I believe Nate Dogg was saying Waveman has played Wing Blast too, another strong player. I haven't seen him play recently, but I think he's won 2 GGPs.
Yes, Waveman was a very strong player. I played with him in War League one season when he was playing for Worst Gen when we got top 4. He was like one of the best players in the season there. And he qualified for Worlds, winning GGPs. I also believe he topped Majors. So he was like the very first player putting Quish on the map. And then he kind of, don't know if you could say he's retired, but he definitely isn't playing right now. Ivan's sitting here in BLS range, kind of risking that Alfia just kills him this turn. And then Pike Freak showed up, and then we had like 1 year ago, we had like a big resurgence of many players trying out Quish. We had Pui topping God Grand Prix with it and topping a major. Then we had obviously Pike emerging, and we had a lot of players trying it out, and then it kind of fizzled into the background again. And it has been a sleeper pick ever since, in my opinion.
Return winner, you might be able to answer a question I had earlier. Are any of the Iron Goats guys qualified from events back in the day for Clash?
Yes. One that's Joker, because Joker won the German National Championship 2009. So he is a German national champion, but he unfortunately couldn't play today. He didn't have time. He desperately wanted to, but he just couldn't.
I mean, at least with a legacy win like that, you can just play next year.
Yeah, we have like I've heard some rumors that there were debates in the background that maybe Gold Grand Prix players, Gold Grand Prix winners are allowed next year to join in. If so, then we would have IMFBN as well as the winner of Gold Grand Prix Munich. And also we had like a lot of our players have like, for example, OSV was third place at Worlds 1 year. Just to give an example, IMFBN was in the top 4 of European Championships 1 year. So we have some very strong finishes, legacy finish from that players, but Joker is the only player who got a major win.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sad that we don't have more legacy player playing this. I actually have a few friends of mine who I know from Advanced who are eligible to play, and I ask them every year. For example, one of my friends is a former Austrian national champion. My former roommate is a former Dutch national champion, but they always decline. And it's kind of unfortunate because I feel like it would be really cool to have more legacy players in there.
Yep.
Dipping their toes. I believe the only really legacy champion was. Let me check. I believe the only real legacy champion was Crashwold, right?
Unless you count Alvarado. Alvarado is legacy champion, right?
Yeah, I mean I meant solely legacy champion. Or did Crashwold also win some?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Alvarado.
Yeah, I think he's the only one that solely won legacy.
Yeah, Pikatron might have won a show and jump or something similar. Maybe next year we have to try to advertise this tournament a bit more outside of our community, and maybe we get some competitive players in, because we have some former big name players entering God Grand Prix. For example, in Tijuana, like there was a player top 4 who won multiple YCSs in South America, and also at German God Grand Prix we have a few very strong legacy players who are attending from time to time. So,
yeah, I think next year we should definitely advertise more to just like get on Facebook, get it early, just so we can get some players that don't usually play Yu-Gi-Oh often anymore, but were great players back in the day. I think it could definitely be an interesting tournament to watch.
Also, could be a great way to get these players back into the game, or even to maybe get some advanced players into the community. Get some really strong advanced players who are currently winning nationals and YCSs to join.
So Marcus LOL has let us know Pikatron got top 4 at a YCS, but no win. But he is also a FLC champion and a GFC champion.
That's pretty strong, like winning both majors.
Yep. I think he won them both in 2020, I believe.
I was also like thinking a bit, like we had 3 Germans in the field today with Alfia, Delinquent, and Geist. And I was thinking, I think like there's one other German who I know for sure won a GFC, but I think these are the only German major winners for online tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is kind of crazy, which is not a lot.
You know what I think could be interesting for next year? There should be a tournament for if we don't put like GGP winners in Clash, there should be like a GGP winner kind of tournament. That would be kind of interesting.
What you could do is like do a like second grade tournament for GGP winners and maybe PWCQ winners.
Mm-hmm.
You could maybe also think about Obelisk winners. And like then they play a tournament, and for example, top 8 of that tournament qualifies for Clash as well for this year.
That could be
Ivan's activating his favorite card.
Mm-hmm.
So this could maybe be a cool idea to incorporate more players, but still have the exclusivity of the Clash, because only 8 of these players are getting into Clash. But still, you have like another opportunity to qualify for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely bring it up.
What you could also do is maybe this would something to be to support the community is like have like a qualification tournament where you maybe have to basically a patron qualifier only for the Clash. So have all patron members have they're allowed to play a qualifier, and maybe then top 8 of that makes Clash. Could also be an interesting initiative.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
I think the idea of Clash is really great, but then having it like a 20-person tournament, which kind of flies under the radar, is
Well, I
wasted
think if we can
potential.
get like legacy champions, like SJC champions or Ferris or champions, it could definitely be a good event. I know there are some people that don't like the idea of putting GGP winners in this kind of tournament, but I think there should definitely, because I've spoken to a lot of like GGP players, and I think they want to play some more stuff online. So I think there should be like some sort of online tournament for them.
I talked with Grumple about it. There are definitely some ideas to incorporate Gold Grand Prix players more into the online scene. There are some things. That's a big push. So Ring is game here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ring should be game here from
Yeah,
84.
Ring is game. Doing quick math in my head. So this is probably just the game shot with Ring. I don't think Ivan does it when he doesn't have a game shot.
Nope.
And that's it.
Good.
And Ivan Rossetto is your champion of the champions.
He is the first 2-time Clash of Champions champion.
He is. He won
He's
his
the real
before.
champion.
Mm-hmm.
And with the
Let's
quick
go,
leave,
Ivan.
not even celebrating his victory, just going back to business. Probably queuing ladder now.
That's so funny. Awesome. Well, it's been a great event. Felt like that match went by a lot quicker than the first one. But congratulations to Ivan. Well deserved. Congratulations to Alfia as well. Getting top 2.
Top
Do you
2.
guys have the final words? I've never ended a stream before. So I'm not sure if Ivan would ever do like an interview.
Yeah, let's get him in the call. He's a shy guy.
I could shoot him a message, and if he doesn't want to do it, he could probably just close the stream. But if he does, that'd be cool.
Definitely ask him. I know you're not the big streamer guy. You're getting there. You're definitely getting into the position. So one thing you definitely want to do is shout out everything, the team behind godformat.com, everyone who made the tournament possible. I believe MMF was our head judge today. A lot of other people working in the background. Shout outs to everyone who helped make the stream possible, especially you, Grumpelstilzchen, and you two guys, obviously. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, definitely hit the subscription button. This really helps the community to grow, because the better the channel does, the more resources we have to put into Goat format. Let us know what kind of videos you want to see. Share the stream, and it's definitely something we want to do here.
Yeah, 100%.
Well said.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better.
You will get there eventually.
Yeah.
Also, I have to give a big shout out to JDZ. We all miss him. We miss him dearly, but he is right now commentating Lorcana World Championships on the official stream, and I really think that no one deserves it more than him to really make good money with his passion. He worked hard for Gold Format. He did a lot for us, and I think it's now his time to really enjoy what he does and to get something from it.
Definitely. And then right now we have I know because someone asked, we've got return winner, we've got Pioxy or Dilfin Teves, and then we had Grumple on earlier, so for the streamers of today. So shout out to everyone here. Shout out to the chat as well.
Yeah, thanks for looping me in on this, Gulaz. I always wanted to hop on for some commentary on the YouTube stream, but it's never worked out until now.
Yeah, no problem. It was a great time.
I hope you
don't know if
will
Ivan is going to respond to me though. If he does want to do a future one though, we can definitely figure something out. But if there's nothing else to be said here, shout out to the real ones, salute to the OGs, right?
Salute to the OGs, salute to the champions. Thanks for clashing.